Yeah, today's the day. Clap it up.
What kind of day is it?
Today's the day.
What kind of day?
BET. And I'm not talking about Black Entertainment TV. I'm talking about Bet Day.
Oh.
Yeah, Bet Day. Yeah. Clap it up.
The fact that John is confident about a bet that it's like almost impossible for Floyd to lose, like
I wouldn't say impossible. You know what I'm saying?
I said almost.
You know, nothing is impossible. My first grade teacher taught me that.
Exactly. What's your first grade teacher teach you, Lo?
Make smart decisions in life.
Yeah. I see you don't listen to nothing she said
in first grade.
Yeah.
You was deciding whether you wanted to use the red crayon or the yellow crayon.
Yeah.
Or like, why did Kyle get the whole box of crayons, but you only got 2 individual crayons? That's not fair.
Yeah, you said it was discriminating.
In first grade, I had a teacher similar to John where he used to teach me finances.
What did he say? What
He
she
would
say?
teach me finances and make sure he led me in the right decisions.
What kind of finances?
So he made sure when I got to his class, he was doing 50 push-ups, working on my basketball skills from a young age.
Okay.
And then doing math drills with me.
What kind of drills? Like if you made
sixth grade math drill.
Good.
Timetables.
Good.
Long division.
Okay.
Long division. That's such a waste of the fact that they made us learn how to do math equations by hand as if calculators would just disappear. And even if they did, like Texas Instruments has me covered. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They got the complicated calculators, the D's ones, where the teacher tells you that goes for a lot of money. Don't ruin it. And the first thing you did was type in 80085. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always looked at her like, why do I got to show my work? The calculator will literally give me the answer. And if it doesn't, Google will.
I mean, you didn't have no Texas Instrument calculator in elementary school.
No, they first gave that to us in high school.
They gave us like the little blue
high school,
those blue rectangle calculators.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa,
my teacher taught me stuff
buttons.
too. She taught me how to take risks in life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Most successful people take risks in life.
First grade?
Yeah, he told me to take risks.
I feel like first graders have that down pat.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
First graders are like
taker.
inept risk takers.
She pushed you towards risk in first grade?
Yeah, because there was sometimes where it was just like it'll be 4 crayons, but I see 6. A lot of kids wouldn't ask for no more. They just feel like that's the normal amount. But I took that risk. I went to the teacher and said, "Hey, let me get them extra too." She said, "John, you know everyone gets 4." I said, "No, I need them
Not
extra
really a
too."
risk though.
It was a risk because
just a demand.
No. I was risking hearing the word no.
I guess
as a kid, you didn't want to hear that. It's crushing when you hear it in front of everybody. Like, "Hi, Miss Dowd, I'm finished. Can I use the restroom?" No. Damn, you can't use the restroom. Damn.
I don't think nobody thought like that. Everyone kind of just for us it was almost like, man, fuck the teacher. Why can't you use the bathroom? Like that's how we thought.
Oh no,
like why wouldn't you be able to use the bathroom?
So basically, y'all just some badass kids.
Or when
Not really. We didn't have hall passes or nothing. If you wanted to go to the bathroom, unless you're in French class, you say, "Can I use the bathroom?" If you're in French class, you got to say, "Est-ce que je peux aller aux toilettes, madame?" And then once she says yes, because she has to have a fantastic reason to say no to us. Like it has to be like, if you miss this lesson, you're going to fail the exam. And then we go like, "Oh, okay, wait 5 minutes.
Not only that, like I don't know why teachers like were so pressed on like, "Nah, you got to stay." I'm like, I had to. It's a bathroom. I don't know what you want me to do right now.
We used to go on tour though, bro. You didn't go on tour?
Let me tell my body to not pee. Like that's what you want to do right now. And it's like if I have to use a bathroom at the same time every day, don't act surprised when I ask you to use a restroom. Like this is how my body functions. So
you pee the same time every day.
If you eating and waking up every day, like I would normally have to use the restroom around the same time every day.
Oh.
In class?
Yeah, I do in class.
Did y'all get in trouble?
I don't think I've ever actually needed to use the bathroom.
I don't know why when my teacher was like hard pressed that I would ask to use the restroom. I was like, "Teach, I've done this 3 times this week. I don't know why you're acting surprised right now."
He or she probably thinks like, you know what I'm saying, you're just going on tour though.
At the same time, like obviously I'm taking a piss and coming back.
For how long were these back and forths?
You washing your hands?
Probably not.
Probably not. You took too long to answer.
No, that's just a random question to ask. Though.
He just did a wiggle test and looked in the mirror, made sure his fit was straight, and walked out.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
you said a wiggle test?
Yeah.
Wiggle.
Just wiggle it out. Good little flick test.
Okay, all right. I never was one who's like, "Yo, let me go ask to use the restroom and then go walk around the school."
What?
I never did that. No.
Oh my god! I asked to go to the bathroom, and I like pull up to the gym to see like who's on gym today. Do I know him? And if I know him, I'm walking in gym class. and then you walk
I
around.
know, right? This nigga's a badass
I'm not
kid.
thinking
It
like,
wasn't
dang.
really. It wasn't really bad though.
It is
You must have
bad.
got
You're lying
remodeled.
to the teacher and then going somewhere else.
You must have got remodeled. What happened around your middle school?
No.
We had bathrooms at the end of each hall, so it wasn't like if it took you too long to come back, it was like very obvious that you went somewhere
Who
else.
cares? They didn't care. As long as you came back within like 15 minutes, they were
15?
15 minutes. What the hell?
That's the classes are 30, ain't it?
Well, it depends what. It depends what. In high school, they were 75 minutes, and
75.
they were 60 minutes in
What
elementary
the-
school.
You was in one class for over an hour.
An hour and a half. average
75?
class.
I think most of them like 30, 45 minutes.
That's not an hour and a half. Just sign up. 75 minutes, not an hour and a half.
Oh, whatever. An hour
Hour
and a
and
half.
15.
Anyway, besides the point, it was a long ass time. So when we took a piss, 15 minutes, boom, you go on tour. Yeah.
15
Go on-
minutes.
you go on Nigga said go on tour.
If you push 20 minutes, then she would hit you with the what took you so long, and like there's no legitimate answer for it. You can't be like I was taking a shit, ma'am.
Shitting.
Nigga, if I was pushing 7 minutes, I'm like, I already knew to expect.
Yeah.
That
No, but they knew like we didn't go straight to the bathroom and straight back,
They
right?
knew
Because
that.
that would take like 3 minutes.
They just knew you had to
That's
be
what I'm
roaming
saying.
around.
They would know like, oh, what's good? Hey, you're off? What's going on, man? You're late? Oh, yo, you're fucked. You're fucked. You what are you doing for lunch? Like, boom, and then next person.
You said that?
Yeah, you have
You're
a-
fucked. You're fucked.
You're fucked, bro. You're fucked.
Only thing is when my senior year in high school, I had my first period teacher. He became lean on everyone about like when they could come in to class and stuff like that. And he was like, I'm not gonna like be hard on y'all when it comes to attendance because it's like y'all about to go to college and like if y'all don't want to come to class and that's on y'all, or if y'all don't want to show up on time, that's on y'all.
Although that's a good idea, they would abuse the shit out of that.
I abused it. I walked in late practically every day. I was like, this nigga's coming whenever, so fuck it, dog. And it was a math class. I was like, I don't really need to be here anyway. You lucky them niggas locked the doors because I would just not show up at all. Actually, I would just.
Oh, you didn't go to math class, so you missed the lesson on probability. Huh. You must have not learned that one.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was in college, I didn't. The two math classes that I took before I had to start taking like accounting classes, I just didn't show up to those classes.
Got your flash on. What kind of math classes do you take? Like, what type of math were you doing in there?
I took in college. I took calculus and.
Oh man, so not even easy. Stats? Say stats.
Yes, that's it.
Oh.
And I didn't show up.
Oh yeah. In uni,
How did you
First-
pass?
I'm good at
He
math.
barely
I
passed.
just-
He
no,
barely
I didn't.
passed.
No, I didn't barely pass.
You barely
I
passed.
passed both of them with 90 plus. Actually,
why is he lying?
not showing up?
I mean, socially, I'm
Did
not.
you cheat?
No, I'm being serious. It was
you,
crazy.
You legitimately did the test. You didn't show up, and you passed at a 90%.
That don't make no damn
Wait,
sense.
You know what's so crazy?
That don't
In
make
the
sense.
stats and calculus class, by the way.
Calculus, we did calculus in high school, so it wasn't like I did pre-cal in high school, so it wasn't like
But it's
anything
college.
crazy. College is literally just
Nah,
it's-
no cap. The kinesiology course I took, the first year kinesiology course I took was 12th grade sports science. Everything we just relearned it. We learned a little bit of like new shit, but a lot of it was like we already been known this.
Most of the first year and second year, like your core classes in college, are the same thing you learn in your last like couple years in high school.
Okay, I know that. I knew that. Yeah.
And so because I was majoring in accounting, I couldn't go back in and they want to give me like algebra. They want to give me algebra again. I had to take high level math classes because I was going to I was majoring in accounting. Calculus and statistics.
Uni students, like, they have no respect for anything really because they don't have respect for their money or their time, or sometimes if their family's wealth, their parents' wealth, right? Yeah. Yo, bro, we pulled up to class. We were like 300 deep first year. By the end of the first year, we were 150 deep. Like half of the people cut. And it wasn't because people were flopping out. People just lost interest. Like first day, it's packed.
I'm gonna say, you saying first day or first in the year?
First, by the end of the year, half the people are gone next second year.
The semester, it was
yeah. But I'm saying there's still people that didn't show up to class that were still in second year.
Oh yeah, true.
But they just weren't showing up to class. And I knew, like, I'm the type of person where, like, if I enjoy something, I won't stop. And the idea of not going to class is too enjoyable. So I forced myself to go because I would just get into the habit of skipping. Like, oh, I don't have to go. Only time I did that was for my astronomy class because they were trying to teach me about, like, crescent moons and stuff. And I couldn't get myself to care. So I stopped showing up to astronomy. That's the only class in my 3 years that I just dropped. I was like, I want to leave this class. And I took it online in the summer instead. It was way better online.
It was the same way with me. I was like, I would go pull up the first like week of class, and I couldn't find a parking spot, or at least like a close one. I had to park in either another parking deck or somewhere else and walk. And I was like, y'all niggas are not going to be here by Halloween. Like, I don't even know why y'all niggas come here, bro. By Halloween, y'all niggas are gone. Sure enough.
That's 2 months.
Yeah, literally, sure enough, when Halloween came, half of the fucking parking lot was just empty now. I was like, thank God. I can just pull up now. If I come in early enough, I can pull up. By the time the semester ended, like you said, some people just stopped coming to class at certain times. And I was one of them. I just stopped showing up to math classes. And I was like, bro, I'll just teach myself. You're sending us the what do you think the slides?
Yeah,
you sending us.
That's the worst thing you could do. Yeah. If a teacher ever says he's sending the slides, it's a wrap. Like there might be 20 people in class.
Yeah, I'm not coming. You send me the slides. You're sending over the notes. Especially in history, I would not show up in history. Like you're sending us the notes. Like,
some of them are smart though, bro. This is what they adapted after a while because their sociology teacher in second year. I don't know why I took that garbage course, and I took it for a whole year or two. She told us like, yeah, I'm gonna send y'all the slides, but there's things I'm gonna say in class. It's gonna be on the exam. So what she would do is she'd send us the slides, which were like stuff that would show up on the exam, but you'd be shooting dark. If you went to class, she'd be like, this is gonna be on the exam, and she would say a sentence, and verbatim, it was the thing that was on the exam, bro. So if you just wrote it down, every time she said this is the thing, you wrote it down, that was a guaranteed mark. So that was her way of getting us to show up in class.
You ever go to college?
Yeah, I went one semester.
What college you go to?
Georgia State.
Oh, okay.
Why'd you leave?
You went to the one in Atlanta or like on the perimeter?
Dunwoody campus.
Okay, the perimeter. Okay.
Why'd you leave?
Huh?
Why'd you leave?
'Cause I was learning the same shit in high school.
What was your major?
Business.
Ooh, you know what's crazy? I was gonna guess that. John strikes me as a business major kind of guy, man.
John
I do.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here type of guy.
I striked you, didn't I? As a business guy, very entrepreneurial. You smell it on me?
Yeah, I get that vibe from you.
That nigga just wastes his
You know
money.
what's messed up? I took an entrepreneurship.
Yeah, they ain't to waste my money. I left them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you knew off rip.
Jokes on them. They thought they would finesse me. I'm smarter than them.
The second you learned the 4 P's of marketing, that's all you needed to know.
Yeah, I
man.
learned them 4 P's. 4 pockets full. Little baby. I know them 4 P's. Yeah.
Yeah, business is.
Bro, I took an entrepreneurship class in my second year, and in my head, I felt like an entrepreneur.
Classes like that?
Yeah,
I don't think we had that.
and it felt like a wrong class because it's like you shouldn't be telling. I should be entrepreneurial enough to have seeked out this information myself. But since I'm here, it kind of juxtaposes the whole premise of entrepreneurship is your ability to do it yourself. Mm-hmm. But we had to put together a whole business proposal and a concept, and it was interesting. But over the course of the class, I kept thinking to myself like, why would an entrepreneur ever need to know some of this information? Like, why don't you teach me how to raise money? Like, why don't you teach me what it looks like to talk to a venture capitalist or pitch a business, or what does it look like to be fucking low on funds and you got to make it work anyway? Like, work on a shoestring budget. Like, I feel like those are, but anyway, I thought it was cool that they even had those because I knew a lot of unis in Ontario didn't have classes like that.
But I'll say this though. I think maybe just because a lot of things we may have just learned just through trial and error, but there are so many things that like people like just don't understand. You'd be surprised how many people don't understand the difference between like net and growth. I mean, not net and growth. Gross and profit.
That's like one finance class you should.
But
the first ever finance class.
But the point I'm making is like the fact that there's so many people who don't understand like oh, I made this much money selling hair, and it's like, no, you made like a third of that selling hair because you put the money in. Like the amount of people I've just had to like explain to them like you didn't actually make that much. You just
I'm not. For what it's worth, we had one finance class in my third year, sport finance, that like was mind blowingly useful. Yeah. Like in that class, first of all, we had a stock competition where I put in all my eggs in EA. Oh yeah, and the shit worked out. Okay, I knew EA knew how to make money. They didn't know how to make customers happy, but they knew how to make money.
It's actually a really good exercise to do in the beginning of
but that spanned the whole semester. But they started that's the first thing they started us on, and he told us all the things not to do, like don't put all your eggs in one basket, all that shit. He told us all that stuff. And then John's having a sexual experience in the back over there. But they taught us how to read a balance sheet, how to tell like what's a healthy balance sheet look like, how to read P&Ls. And first of all, if you don't know how to do that, then you don't really need to have a business because you would never know what your business is healthy or not. Like you should be able to look at a balance sheet, read your assets and liabilities, and like in your equity. Boom, that's all stuff you should be able to do. Everything they taught us was like useful. So it wasn't one of those like bloated classes where they're teaching theory and concepts. It's like you're gonna use this stuff. So although I was like petrified at the idea of having to look at numbers again, like that was very useful. Now when my accountant sends me a P&L, like I don't have to like ask questions because I just know like this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
No cap.
You want to say what a P&L is?
It's a profit and loss. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I knew that.
That's why I had to make sure you just said.
Yeah.
No. I knew that. I learned that. I learned that in my little time there. You know what I'm saying? I asked a lot of questions. I was a question guy.
How long you said a semester?
I think a semester and a half. It was like a quarter year.
To have to.
A quarter?
No, I mean 75% of centile of the year. 75 percentile.
So why'd you drop out? What was the moment? That's a good question to everybody. What was the moment that you realized like I'm about to drop out? Like
I was like, what am I gonna do after this? I said I'm gonna graduate and then do what? And I was like, hoop is not an option no more. I'm not tall enough, and I wasn't as far as I am now. The beast I am on the court now, and I had no injuries either.
I'm so pissed we couldn't go. I couldn't watch you ball against Cinco.
Oh, I haven't did it yet. That's what
I'm saying. I'm so pissed you haven't.
Oh yeah, it's coming soon. I beat Davis today 3 times. We had a team. We bet 20 on the third game. Cause first game we lost. He said the teams were lopsided. I picked everybody on the court that nobody knew. I let Davis get all the friends. You know what I'm saying? All the
they got a super friend team and still
yeah,
lost.
yeah. I called them Brooklyn Nets. So I had them, and then it was us, Toronto Raptors. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple stars. You know, we had
So
John.
y'all would have lost.
No, we beat them.
Champions.
We beat them. So first game we beat them because he said if they beat us, then we got to mix up the teams because it's not fair. He said if they're gonna beat us, it's not gonna be competitive. I said, Davis, my team is about to murk your team. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I know what to do. Cause I seen one dude when I went to the bathroom. I seen his shot, and I knew I want him. Got him, recruited him. You know what I'm saying? I seen another white boy, fundamentally sound, got him. So I had 2 white boys. I had he had a really nasty shot. He was weird looking too. He looked like Guy Harvey or Gary V. He shot like
with Gary V.
he shot like a mousetrap.
That's a wild thing.
His jump shot like a mousetrap. I had him, and then I had one other person, and then Davis had him, Ty, Sniper Jones, Michael Force, and and someone else. We beat them 3 times back to back to back, and then he bet 20 on the last game. He said he wasn't giving his all.
That's tough.
I don't know what Davis be giving.
Yeah, Davis is just like overconfident for no reason.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wish I had that confidence.
What about you? What was your?
I
actually very vividly remember why I left.
What happened?
I vividly remember. I was in accounting class. Well, 2 things. A, I had already I failed so many classes that I was on academic probation. So that was A. And then B, I was in accounting class, and they were basically saying like I had to get in a certain grade to like pass this class and move on because like that's something I had to get like an 85 or higher in. It was my first accounting class, and so the first time I took the accounting class, I was like, the dude who was teaching us, he was like mad boring and stale, and I was like, I can't learn if you're just like dragging your words and you're making this way more difficult than it has to be.
Right, I hate that.
And in the second teacher I got, he was a foreigner.
My math teacher was foreign. I didn't know what she was saying.
And he was African too, and I couldn't hear a word he was saying.
Look at the little class. We go look at the little.
Okay. I wasn't gonna do that.
Now
I was gonna do
the African accent.
No, I wasn't gonna do the accent.
How they do it? I was just so confused.
Bro.
I didn't have no service. I had my laptop open just on the home screen, and she just saying stuff, and she's saying all I got was like key parts.
And what's crazy is he was also confused too. Like there would be things that he would say, and his students had to be like, wait, don't you mean XYZ? And he would pause and be like, oh yeah, you're right. And he erased what he put up and put the right thing up there. And I'm like, bro, there's no way I'm learning from you and you don't know what you're doing right now.
That's what I'm saying. How am I teaching you? I don't get paid? I'm paying you to teach you? To teach me?
Yeah. And at that point, I was already on academic probation. I knew if I had failed this class, not only would I would be off of academic probation, but I also knew like if like I basically wasn't even feeling accounting at that point. I was like, bro, you gotta be something else.
Lucky for you, I was on academic probation. My grades was on his way to it.
You can't get on academic probation unless you just fail everything in the first semester. This nigga failed everything in the first semester.
That's a record.
I'm saying, nigga, you
A record performance.
I think after I think math I had a 47.
Okay,
I lost hope. I said it's another way for me to be rich.
Which math were you taking?
Huh?
Which math were you taking?
I think standard.
They were like, John, add 6 plus 9.
But the
bro.
thing is,
And
I
you're
wasn't.
like, fuck.
I wasn't. I think it was algebra. It was like a beginner
Algebra.
class.
Standard in Georgia State is algebra.
So it was like I was taking that.
You was failing algebra.
But I wasn't. See, the thing is, I wasn't good at algebra in high school.
Nigga, it's math. That's literally the definition.
I wasn't good.
Of math.
I wasn't good at math. I wasn't good at math. So the hard thing was I was hearing a higher level algebra. I barely passed in high school, and then I'm learning it and don't know what she's saying. So how am I learning? Like, tell me, Lo, how I don't know something already? I don't understand her telling me.
Let me see what I was doing on the side for money. This is how good I was at math, and I'm not even trying to like troll or gas it. I used to make money on the side by doing other people's homework in math. Homework and their test in math.
You want a slice of pie? Great.
This is a story. This is what I used to do. Allegedly.
I don't have a degree. You're fine.
Yeah, that's true. Who cares? They called me cheating. Who cares? I used to meet up with kids who used to I used to meet up with. I mean, I was a kid at that time too. We were all 18, 19 years old. After I got done with my first,
okay, good save.
After I was got done with calculus, like my first year, and I got done with calculus, I then was like, I mean, I thought that was like the entry level of math in college, and then I found out there's actually an algebra class, and so
that John was taking down the street.
so then, no cat. This is what I would do. I would fill out my entire my next year. I started filling out my classes and courses, and I did 1 year of I did a thing of algebra online though, and so I would get into the online classes, and I would like have the list of names of people who were there. And then, like after like a week or two after class starts, you can like pull out the class or switch your classes up. So I'll pull out the class and have the list of people and contacts, and I would just contact them and it'd be like, "Yo, you need tutoring or something like that?" I tutor on the side, and then from there I would just get them and be like, "Yo, if you want me to just do your homework or do your stuff, I'll just do it. And you just pay me money."
So you're doing your work and other people's work.
Math is so easy to me that, like, for example, algebra, I could do that shit like seamlessly. Like I could just see it and just do math.
I was good at science and history.
I fucking hate science.
I was good at science and history.
The reason why I didn't pass high school, I didn't graduate high school on time, is because of chemistry.
My worst subjects were math and literature. The English language.
I can see that. Literature. I can see that.
The English language.
Nigga said math and literature. Nigga, I got pissed at something. Like this, I know I was in class and these niggas teaching me the periodic table, and I was like, bro, I know for a fact there's never a point in my life where I'm gonna need to know the periodic table. I know for a fact.
That shit is low key useful, bro.
Because you gotta know certain stuff are flammable.
Low key useful, bro.
Flammable.
You gotta know.
I don't give a fuck what element is flammable.
You never know when you're gonna be in a situation where you need to know that.
Yeah, you don't.
Same way that you like algebra.
Yeah. Well, hey,
algebra is way more useful than.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
The science,
unless you're a goddamn architect.
When you
architect
algebra,
Lo, when you cooking, you're using science.
Head ass.
Everything you do is science.
Like that mic you're holding. You're using math too. You're using algebra.
When you are not.
Yes, you are.
Unless you're counting 1 cup of water. Is that the math you're talking
divided
about?
Divided by 2 cups squared? Like, nigga, no.
So what if on the back of the pancake batter it was like, all right, solve for x, 2x plus y, like, just to get you don't have to do none of that.
What science everything?
Huh?
What science are you doing?
You're doing
science right now.
Boom, right? Just about like boom. You need to put it there, and then you make some mixtures. That's chemistry right there. You making mixtures in the pot.
You boil water.
Cooking.
That's a chemical reaction.
Making mixtures. When you're baking, bro. When you're baking, you're making art, but it's also chemical.
That's a chemical reaction.
It's a chemical.
It's a reaction.
That's literally just baking.
All right, but do you have to mix a whole bunch of stuff together?
When it rains.
That's like me saying every single time you go to like the gas station, or you go to a fast food restaurant, and they say like, "Yo, this is how much it costs." Like they are doing math in your head to figure out.
You
like,
do, and I hate that shit. I'm not doing math in my head right now. What if I get this tip wrong? I add a wrong zero. You know
that's not algebra
it's
though.
looking,
that's just
it's really not algebra. That's just math.
That's not algebra.
That's like second grade math.
Yeah, we don't use algebra
Like percentages
or calculus.
What? Bro.
You said tips, so I'm talking about the percentages.
Bro, when you add salt, that's sodium chloride. That's on the periodic table, dog.
When it
Or
rains,
salt. Or salt.
All right, but that's science right
Or
there. You're
salt.
doing.
when you put
I'm just
lotion
letting
on
you know,
your
bro.
I'm so
body,
serious.
I'm
If
just
we,
like-
if we ever go out and you call it sodium chloride, I'm slapping the shit out of you, nigga. I'm not. You're like, yo, pass me this sodium chloride.
Nah, but it's like you just have to know stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
No,
relevant.
you
don't.
Bro, it's relevant to your life.
exactly.
When?
Like lotion.
Bro, you hit the pool
Look at he trying to get his jokes off.
like
He
lotion.
said like lotion.
No, it wasn't a joke, but lotion, when you rub it in, it absorbs in your skin. That's a chemical reaction.
That is a
bro.
chemical
It's
reaction,
science.
bro.
The way you holding that mic, the force between your hand and that mic, you hold that
That's
shit hard as
science, bro.
hell.
And if
look at your forearm, it's flexing on that. You grabbing that mic.
Look, and
hard.
as you did that right there,
That's
different muscles
science.
activated. That's science.
and your elbow works as an axle or a pivot.
Yeah,
or
a pivot.
I would say a pivot is probably better.
You know what I'm saying?
Axle means I'll be able to like go all the way around. I can't do that.
Depending on if you're double jointed,
Exactly.
you literally might
It's
be able to.
science.
That's
can't, though.
science.
I can't though.
Science.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no
Like
way to
you
know unless you
seeing
try.
through your magnifying glasses.
Yeah.
Science, your glasses.
Yeah, if you use literally
science.
lenses, that's refraction. That's science,
Science. Man, Lo, everything you're doing right now, you smiling right now. The friction between your top and bottom lip. Science.
bro. And you know that?
You know that. That sound you made. Science.
Yeah, that light bulb that's lighting this room right now.
Yeah. Science.
Wow, man.
We'll be in the dark right
Yo,
now.
go and get to the intro since it's science.
If we didn't have algebra, we still have a lot of shit.
No.
Without science, we would be C. You couldn't even see your algebraic
Yeah,
equation.
no cap. I actually high key enjoyed science because every
Science is so stupid.
every second or third class they would tell us something and I'd be like, oh, like they'd be like they'll say something simple like the speed of light is faster than the speed of sound. That's why you see lightning and you hear thunder like 5-10 seconds later. And I went, oh,
You know what
so
I was
for a
wondering?
whole month I was like, oh shit, the lightning hit, guys. Give it 5 seconds. I like watch this magic trick. You're about to hear something, and you wait for it. Boom.
So lightning is thunder?
No. Lightning is
Lightning is what
the
you
bolt
see.
that you see.
That you see.
But because the
Thunder
speed of light
is
is so
sound.
fast and the speed of sound is slower, you hear the lightning way after it happens, and when you hear it, that's thunder.
That's what I was asking. So thunder is the after
is
sound of
sound.
There's a
lightning.
sound, yes.
Thunder is sound and lightning.
Oh,
is
because me and my mom was driving in the rain. I was like, I wonder what makes the noise thunder.
Yeah, it's the lightning.
Wow, see science. You learn
You
something
said
every
it,
day.
but that was so cool to me. That was so fascinating.
But the thing is, every single time, I mean, so serious, every single time I would learn about anything about science, I would immediately tell myself, like, I know for a fact I don't ever have to know any of that, like, ever again
Well,
in my
you
life.
kind of do though a little bit, bro. Okay, look, when we were in sports science and they taught us like there was different types of muscle fibers. Like John is clearly like a type 2, like he's an athletic, explosive, fast twitch muscle fiber type, right? But then like for a while I was like, why am I just slower than everybody, but I got like more stamina on average? And it's because I just have a more oxidative muscle type. I was like, what? This exists and I'm just now like that's practical
What is-
information.
Who cares?
You care if you
Why?
play sports, you care.
Oh, well, if you play sports,
Exactly.
sure, but that's a finite amount of people in the world.
It's about like
Bro.
it's about your knee. They teach you like every pound of weight that you put on your knees is 4 pounds of pressure, and you think like that's your health. And then you learn like
Exactly.
just how vulnerable your body is. Like
Exactly.
your body has to mess up just a little bit, and that's like
Exactly.
18 diseases right there.
exactly.
I'm
Science.
not saying it's not existing. The point I'm making is that you can go on with life and never have to really focus that much on
But
science.
you're not gonna live optimally though, bro.
I bet your
you
favorite-
could go without math and live optimally.
You can.
No, you cannot.
You can.
Name me some algebra I'm gonna have to do to not, and that's gonna help my life.
Anything that deals with money would by default be
But
Math.
think about it. In the average life,
Average.
the most math you're doing is just addition and subtraction.
Subtraction.
Like this month I made this much, add it with this much, and subtract my
I'm
expenses.
not squaring.
okay. So that's still math.
Okay,
But we
that's
said
like-
algebra.
That's like basic level stuff you learn in second grade.
Nothing you're paying for.
The stuff you learn all throughout 12 grades, uni, or whatever you've been on take, it's
you're
all
learning-
useful stuff to your life.
What's the other one where they teach you shapes and the parameters and all that? What's math is that?
oh,
geometry.
geometry.
That shit is pointless. Pointless.
That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about math as a whole. Y'all just went.
But I'm saying science is bigger than math.
Though I'm just talking about just the core of math itself. Like, yeah, you're gonna need that.
But me and Dean saying science is bigger than math.
Yeah, what I'm saying is on math, all you really need in an average life, bro, is plus and minus.
Tell them.
In science, you could use all of that.
Yeah.
You can use all of it, bro.
Got to see it through, my boy.
No cap, man.
Got to see it through.
When we learned about the heart, I was like mind blown.
Like you wouldn't be Legend of Winning without science. Because basketball, the science behind it. Think about someone not thinking about throwing a ball into the air and gravity bringing it down.
Literally, basketball advanced because of analytics, and that's math.
No one cares about stats. You rather see a stats of the game.
Why don't you just give me an example of that, bro? Because
analytics.
Go explain to me how it advanced due to analytics. Go,
please.
Literally any metric, true shooting percentage, effective field goal percentage, PER, all that stuff is formulaic. There's literally math formulas that determine what's the best way to play, the most efficient way to play basketball.
If you made
now Houston discovered mathematically the most efficient way to play was to shoot the 3-ball. Has Houston won a championship?
No.
All right, then. That shit doesn't work.
But guess what? Toronto also found out that shooting threes is the best.
No, Toronto found out that there's African men, and there's a whole continent of African men that you need to recruit, bro. So Masai went down to Africa, bro, and recruited these African men.
Every NBA team found out. It's not just Houston. Every NBA team is shooting threes at an alarming rate.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
So this
but
analytics.
Houston was allergic to twos. Like, they were being dissuaded from taking any twos, and they learned the post-up was mathematically the worst shot to take. Is that not true?
No, mid-range.
No, I heard the post-up was the worst, but I'll trust you on that because you know what you're talking about. I heard D'Antoni say post-up was incredibly ineffective.
Well, the nigga doesn't have a post player.
Which is understandable. So that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to really understand people's minds, and that's
science.
Because some people like Dirk, it was real effective in the post, man.
Thank you.
Porzingis, not so much.
But even that whole team, the way Dallas is built since Dirk has been there, and that early on, it's all been analytics.
Why do you hate science though?
Yeah.
I mean, I legitimately hate it.
Why though?
Why?
It's pointless.
I don't think you had good science teachers, bro. If you had good
I probably didn't.
If you had good science teachers, you'd be.
I had another African science teacher, and I couldn't understand a word she was saying.
And I bet you that's exactly why.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? She actually got fired the year after too.
For not being legible.
For not being
legible is writing, no?
Yeah, it is. Oh. But we got what he meant though.
Verbally legible.
He wasn't good at literature.
Yeah,
literature wasn't his thing.
Yeah, nobody can understand what she's saying. She's like trying to teach us like new words that you've never heard before, and you're like, I don't know what I literally don't know what the fuck you're saying.
She's saying new words that you wouldn't know Englishly, and she's saying the word bad.
Yes,
basically,
she's saying words that I would not be able to understand in English.
And she's just saying them words.
She's saying with a really hard accent, and I couldn't understand what.
How does it sound like?
She was another chemistry teacher of mine, so she would say like something on the periodic table. I was like, I don't know.
But how does she sound like though?
You just beat around it.
I'm not gonna do it, bro.
Why are you afraid of doing an accent?
Why
are you afraid of accents?
I'm not about to do African
Why?
accent. Huh?
Why are you afraid of African accent?
It's actually fairly accurate. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, why are you afraid? Why are you afraid of African accents? Come on, tell me. Tell me why. Tell me why. Why are you afraid?
Oh yeah, and then
why are you free?
The teacher in college, he had like a really deep voice too. So it was like even harder to hear him if you sat back in the class. So like 2-3 weeks into it, everybody had moved up, and they were like, we still can't understand the word he's saying.
No being about what
is. You know what's the worst ones? Where let's say you sit, you know what I'm saying? Boom, you're sitting now. You're seated. You're now laying your buttocks on a seat.
Which one, the assigned seats?
No, well, those are uncomfortable.
Those are horrible.
Nah, but like I don't know how it gets here, but around like flu season, bro, like it's pushing November now. Everybody in the room develops a cold, and they're all coughing and sneezing. And I'm thinking like, why don't you just stay home, bro? Because you're gonna spread that, and you can't hear the lecturer no more.
I'm about to say that's
straight coughs and sneezes, bro. You can't hear nobody.
Yo, so you know what's so crazy? I learned later on that if you go to the Georgia State University downtown, you're in those huge auditorium areas. If you go to the Georgia State University on the more perimeter campuses, they have like smaller
classrooms,
rooms.
so you can actually like
So I was like, man,
sometimes the smaller classrooms are a setup though, because some profs think like I don't need a mic, and they'll try speaking into the class, and I'm like, oh
No,
they don't be that.
These are like regular size
classrooms.
Like regular size.
They may be like
like
the
a lab?
size.
Like it's meant for only 20 people.
Maybe size of these 2 rooms or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you definitely don't need a mic.
Yeah,
for
you don't
that.
need a mic.
No.
Okay.
You need to know how to speak.
For
though.
a
See,
first
if I-
year class, that'd be like a crazy small class size.
Then you go through a speaking test.
Oh yeah. It's definitely it's like the same size of class you was in high school, like 20, 25 people.
We had 30, but yeah.
Or it may have been also close to 30. But yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I learned that later on, and I wish I would have known that from the beginning because I probably would have did that more often. I learned that when I was starting on the summer schools, and it was harder for me to find classes on campus in downtown. Long story short, I dropped out because I couldn't understand.
Your teachers.
But
But I think it was just your teachers, though, bro. If you had a good science teacher, I think you enjoy science. I dropped
I
out.
had great math teachers. So
So it might be it.
But I'm
I had
also
horrible
good.
math teachers.
Wow.
Yeah, they were abysmal. And also, I just sucked at math. That combination wasn't pretty.
History is another one where, like, in the beginning of my life, I was like, man, history. Oh man, this is all interesting. And as time progressed, and down here they teach you the same thing. So
What
once
y'all
you-
learning history?
Oh, that's a good thing. What's the
So
difference?
we learned. This is like the main stuff we learned.
Are dumbasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
And y'all really nice.
We learned.
You
We
had
learned
moves.
that. This is what we learned. This is the main stuff we learned.
Yeah.
The world wars, of course.
Of course.
They want to teach us
So
about.
did they teach y'all participation in any of the wars?
They emphasize our participation.
That's crazy.
So like, there's.
I don't know what the fuck y'all did at all.
See, that's the thing. So,
What
but
did y'all do?
Serious.
But the-
I legit, in my mind, y'all did nothing in any of the world wars. I mean, so serious.
yeah, so it's funny because in the Second World War, we were taught that y'all didn't show up at all till the very end.
Oh my god.
Which
didn't show up at all.
Which is
It's
statistically, the
definitely-
war went on for a while before America jumped in.
Yeah. That's just
But
hilarious.
there's like two like very prominent days. There's one called D-Day and there's one called Vimy Ridge, and those were the two battles specifically where there were like a high majority of Canadians. Although there were also other allies fighting in those battles too. But we weren't taught that like Canada saved the war or nothing. We were
That's
taught
how
like.
weird. That's how we were taught World War II.
But y'all kind of did come in and save shit. But y'all just came in at the end of World War II though.
But it's major propaganda. I mean, so serious. The way the history's taught, and especially in the South, is very propaganda push. Like we were Superman and we came in, and we saved the
Oh
world.
man.
Like he was like, well, are we boy? Because they keep pushing the JFK. It's a JFK poster where it's like walk silently with a big stick, and like he's holding a big stick and he's walking around like the islands. He's walking around the islands of Japan and stuff like that. And it's almost like pushing this narrative like y'all know who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like no.
That sounds about right. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't push us. And so then we got pushed Pearl Harbor, and then apparently America's like, all right, guys, all right, the rest of the world, we're about to get everybody else in line for a second.
Really?
Yeah, that's how.
We were taught y'all like
taught.
we were taught like the lack of preparation meant like America sustained heavy losses as a result of the lack of preparation. But it was mainly just the Japanese were wilding. That's what we were doing. The Japanese were out of pocket for what they did in Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
But like we weren't taught nobody was any specific hero. Like
Oh no, it was very, very heavily pushed.
really.
Yes.
That's wild. We understood the impact of America, especially because y'all were like a powerhouse and you were just waiting to see how the war shaped out before you hopped in World War II. But yeah, we were taught that a lot. We learned a lot about the guy with the square mustache. A lot about that guy.
Adolf Hitler?
And
Is he a bad word?
trying not to get demonetized.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know.
Bad word.
I don't know.
I didn't know.
Hell,
He kept saying it with the stash.
If your name is a bad word on YouTube, that's great.
Yeah.
That too. We were just taught that like
Yeah.
all that. We were like the superhero to all that. We saved like literally the
That guy.
entire world.
You did push it heavy, but I think the war would have been won without you guys though.
It
But
would've.
that's hypothetical. There's theory. You know, there's no way to really know.
No hypothetically.
But like the momentum was pushing allies because Russia was
Yeah.
being dumb.
Yeah.
And Russia kind of like threw the ball, and then Japan was being real. What's the word when you don't make any like decision making? You just do things right away. Rash. They're being very rash.
Yeah.
But anyway, they didn't like. I could be wrong because this is what we're taught. Maybe there's holes in it, but like we learned that Canada used a whole bunch of. They threw Japanese people in internment camps and had them build railways. Like we were taught all of that. They didn't like not teach us that.
Canadians did
that
that?
stuff. Yeah, they were.
None of that.
They were
none of that.
internment camps so people can build railways, so that like people can make money. All that stuff
You said
existed.
torment?
Internment.
Oh.
And like
Oh, yes,
we learned a decent amount about like
So
the
it's like
Civil
the,
War, but it wasn't like
How was it portrayed? Because I'm gonna tell you how it was portrayed.
Like the
to us.
boy in the striped pajamas?
we watched that movie too.
You
We
did?
were taught. We definitely that was part of the World War II thing.
The
They taught us. I can't remember verbatim, but the vibe was the North was largely trying to push for no slavery, and then the South wasn't doing that. And then we learned about some key battles, but that was it. So when I watched the Crash Course video, you know, that YouTube channel,
Yeah.
they explained it in more detail, like the motives of both sides.
Okay, that's how we learned it. So there's three times I've learned. Well, really, in growing up, you learn the Civil War practically every single year. So the way we take history,
Yeah.
this is the reason. By the time I was in my senior year, I was like, I think it's the same fucking thing we
just
learned.
different parts. Like
Just different parts.
this is the front of the battle, and this is the side of the battle.
Yep.
This is what happened 2 days before the battle.
Yep.
It should be
That's
that
just how
easier.
They just go more details.
Yeah.
So the way we learn history in America, at least in the South, was world history one semester, the second semester is U.S. history, and more or less that's it. And even the world history is just told differently. And in the U.S. history is just a timeline of people coming to America through this up to the Civil War.
How'd they
And
teach
that's
y'all about like Columbus?
Oh,
We learned a lot about him.
okay,
Actually, get into that later. Get in.
Columbus is also a two-parter as well. So when we first growing up, what the hell? It's downstairs in the green on the green thing on the wall. So we learned it 3 different ways. The first way was just very simple, straightforward. The South lost, North won. That's how Civil War was taught. The second time it was taught to us, it was more detailed to what was happening. But I promise you, I'm not even trying to make this up. My teacher was trying to teach us that the Civil War was not about slavery.
Oh, you told me that before.
And I was like, and everybody's like, wait, what? and then of course some white kids were like, oh, do say more. But most of us were like, nigga, what are you talking about? So then she tried to explain it in a roundabout way. Like, oh no, it's about crops and it's about railroads and it was more about economic strategy. She tried to go more details in it, but it's still high school, so she didn't go that much into it. And then in back of my mind, I'm like, well, all that is done with slaves though. So basically it's still slaves. So then we go to college, and then that's when I learned the motives of both sides. Because more or less, because the
I didn't
South
realize how
lost-
incompetent the North was at war.
Yeah,
and
that
how
Garrison
little
was really bad.
how much the South did with so little.
Yeah.
They didn't teach us that.
So when I went to the college, the other teachers, because the way that it was portrayed, like the North was just like the heroes for black people, or for like slaves, and also indentured service and stuff like that. So when we went to college, our teachers were telling us like, yeah, like they're basically just the word, like the better Rosses. Like that's all they were. That's all they were.
So
like they still weren't like because the way it's still portrayed like the war is over and then everyone is free. Like that's how it's portrayed in high school. Then you go to college, you're like, no, the war was over, and then they really weren't pushing for people to get free. Like they signed it, but they weren't like going out down south and making sure freeing everybody. It was like, I mean, whenever y'all get to it, just make sure y'all not profiting off of people, and we need to make
whenever
sure.
y'all get to it, Jesus.
Just let all them boys free when you get a chance.
Yeah,
whenever it's convenient for you.
It'll be a good rainy season, you know what I'm saying? You can wait till after summer,
just
June,
make
July.
Sure y'all don't have a massive economic advantage because y'all are having people enslaved. Like that's basically how it was. And then when we get this railroad going, make sure everybody from all parts of the country can participate in that. Because right now y'all just building railroads through the South and through the West, and us up north, we're going through more of an industrial revolution, but we can't get a lot of parts, so we need more railroads. And then it was like, but whenever y'all get to that, that's fine. Just make sure it don't happen no more. But those black people we really don't care about too much. But just when y'all get to it though, make sure
Good time.
get to it.
Good time. It's gonna be a good rainy season. Go ahead.
That's literally how like, and a part of me was like, yeah, that actually makes a lot more sense. And then like even my professor was like, I think like once the war was over, they stopped they start calling black words the N word, black people the N words. Like you just thought that's how it went. Like you thought they were like, oh guys, they got us. Y'all can go ahead and go. Like that's not how that went.
Appreciate you, Charles.
And the more and more he said, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. And then he was even like, even if they did that, there's still nowhere for the slaves to go. Like,
Dang.
they just grew up there and that's all they know. So what are they supposed to do?
Like, why they have names? They didn't call them their names.
They had names based off of the family who owned them. That's what their names were. That's where you get your last name.
So we'll
from,
all
like,
be, if we was in your same family, we'll all be Lowe's.
Yeah, you all be Lowe's. Like whatever your last name is, it's the family that owned you at one point.
You know what's weird? Like we didn't get proper.
Well, not directly that, because obviously if your mom married, whatever. But
We didn't get like proper context on the transatlantic slave trade because they made us read a book, and in this book, it was about how this lady, this little girl, was sold by her area in Africa. It was in East Africa. It was conveniently in Ethiopia. And so they
How's that convenient?
they took because I'm Ethiopian.
I know, but you just like
So-
conveniently.
Yeah. So then they took her on a boat, and then she ended up in London, and she did some work there, and then she went to America and did some work there before going up north. And she was just trying to escape, and she was talking about like the hardships of her life as a slave, and it was very graphic, like how they had her shackled. You just pissed where you were standing because there was nowhere else for you to go, and how a lot of people didn't even make it off the boat because the conditions were so bad, so you just died on the boat.
Crazy. I heard people like chained up to dead bodies for like months.
Yeah, and they wouldn't clean it.
We didn't learn that about that until like high school.
I learned that to college.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is like
they held that from us.
Yeah,
this is like in I would learn in 7th grade,
like
so it's not too
boo-boo
far off anyway.
rats and feces.
But I didn't realize that like a lot of the slaves were taken from West Africa, not East Africa. But so then I asked my grandma was at the house, so I asked her because she was alive for part of World War II, for all of World War II, but she was young. And I remember I asked her like, what was it like? And she told me that the Italians had control over Ethiopia, and Ethiopia was one of the last countries in Africa to get seized. But the Italians were actually just building a lot. How she remembers it was they were just building a lot of infrastructure, roads, bridges, all kind of stuff that just didn't exist before. And so in the way she explained it briefly, they weren't like evil or they weren't killing people or nothing like that, but people were being taken. But there was so much. Anyway, besides the point.
Yeah.
So as I was reading this book, I thought like, man, I didn't realize like Ethiopia was like a thing. But growing up, I realized a lot of it's just more convenient to take them from West Africa.
Yeah.
There's way less travel involved. You don't have to go around the whole north or southern part of Africa. You just take them from Ghana and it was just an easier way to do it. So, it was so sad. We learned a little bit about like the Haitian Revolution and
that stuff not until college.
Yeah, I didn't learn that till college neither. And I didn't learn about like the Aztecs and the Mayans. So a lot of that stuff was college too.
Oh, wow. I
Matter
learned
of fact,
about them.
the way they made it seem like Columbus, like you asked me about Columbus, they made it seem like he touched down just straight in America. They didn't even make it seem like he hit South America first, and then when he came back
Until
he hit
later
North
on.
America.
Oh wow, I actually didn't know that. I don't know if I just forgot it or wasn't taught
But
it.
the
Yeah,
thing is,
they
Christopher Columbus didn't find.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, we learned, but I didn't learn that also until
It was
later
Soldier
on.
Boy.
What they teach y'all about that, like the
was
Aboriginal
Soulja Boy.
people here?
That was almost, I mean, so serious. That was, we didn't learn about Native Americans until middle school, entering high school, because the way they taught us like history class, it was just like Columbus came here and we were here, and then they called it like the Indian and something war, and then they said some of the French from Canada came down and helped. I think it was us or something like that. No, helped the natives because we were trying to get land and stuff like that, and y'all actually wanted more land as well. And the fucking French, not necessarily from Canada, came and got Louisiana trade and all the other shit, and that's why they speak that fucking gibberish down there. Anyway.
So when you go to
long story short, we didn't learn about really learn about natives until I was in high school. They made it seem like that was just like an afterthought in the whole thing. Pocahontas is basically it from Disney.
Are you dead ass?
Pocahontas. That's how I knew about Indians as kids. Pocahontas.
I mean, so the way that they taught us, they were like shit like that was an
I
afterthought.
know the Trail of Tears.
I don't know what that is.
When they got kicked off their land and they had to go through that Trail of Tears.
I don't remember that.
I learned about that in probably like
We learned a
school.
lot about the Aboriginal people in Canada, and there's different groups of them, and
None
they
of
taught
that.
us about like where they live, the
Nope.
type of rituals they have.
Nope.
But I think it was because like our government like apologized in the last couple decades about how they treated them. That's as far as it got. They just apologized for like, oh, my bad for taking all your land. And then also we're going to include you guys in like 5th grade, 6th grade studies and moving forward. So we literally had like social studies, and this whole part of social studies is we're going to learn about the specific Aboriginal people.
And not until college did we learn. We actually specifically learned about each, like where they were from and why they were called that and all that, like their rituals. Not until college.
Still call them, did they call them Indians when they were teaching them to you?
When we was growing up, yeah, like children, not we like they weren't Native Americans until what you call it. And I was like, so why are they calling Indians? You're like, that's like all that stuff. They didn't like really explain. Like Christopher Columbus was just a dumbass who thought he landed in India, and that's why he called them Indians.
They didn't say that?
No.
And they made fun of him in our classes.
No, he was praised. Obviously for us, because we have a whole Columbus Day and shit like that.
They actually celebrate him in Columbus Day?
Yeah. That's Columbus
Day.
That's what
I get like, but now in modern day they still celebrate him for mistake.
I don't know. But back then it was like it was like a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, back then.
Yeah.
I didn't. We weren't really taught a lot of details on Columbus till college neither. But we had a basic understanding of he thought he was in India. He was wrong. He just called them Indians anyway, and went back to brag in Europe about like what the fuck he found.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "What land? We're fighting over all this petty land. There's a whole continent."
They said no.
But it wasn't that. It was like they thought that it was still India.
What? Oh yeah.
They were
but
like,
they didn't.
We found another way to India,
Bro.
Oh man, that's crazy.
And they should.
Like he just changed their whole name. He just went like, "Oh, look at you. What's your name? I'm a Mayan. No, you're an Indian.
You're Indian. What you talking?
You know what's messed up is they actually trade with India, so that's how they got a lot of spices and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's like you should know.
Dang.
Yeah, they don't strike me like the Indians we were trading with last year.
So they really don't. They really didn't cook with seasonings back then until they met the Indians.
Crazy.
They just put meat on fire.
I mean, fuck it. That's what you
Just
had. That's what you
charbroiled.
ate.
Yeah, that's what happened. He went to South. He actually landed in South America first. He came back to brag about how he found a different way to India, and in his second way back to North America, and they got lost and landed somewhere in like Virginia or some shit like that.
What the? Think about unseasoned buffalo, just straight killed into the.
Straight unseasoned buffalo.
Also, that's another thing.
Disgusting.
That sounds awful.
But you know what's again? It's just the way they represented it. If you watch Pocahontas, you really cannot tell who's the bad guys and who's the good guys in that movie. If you rewatch Pocahontas, you're like confused, like,
Who was the bad guy?
Okay. He's like, oh man, I don't know what's those Native Americans. I'm not saying Native Americans. When I was a child, you call them Indians. Man, those Indians, they do have devilish skin. Like that's just how you as a child thought, and it was all propaganda.
That's wild.
And also, I didn't know Pocahontas was a child.
She looked grown and sexy in the thing.
But that's the thing. They changed the story so she can be grown.
She could be grown. Yeah.
But they didn't want.
He thought he got me.
Yeah.
She was old. She was of age.
You be careful now, John.
He thought he got me.
They didn't want the
I got you.
What's the dude who walked with Pocahontas?
John.
Not in the. Was it John actually?
It was John. It was a white man named John. John something.
I don't know. They didn't want him to seem like a creep. They didn't want him to seem like a creep in the history book. So they made it seem like she was older than what she was. But kind of find out she was a child.
Oh, that's a real story?
How do you?
Pocahontas is a child. That's a real story.
It's real.
Oh.
Well, how do you spell Pocahontas? Pokenaus.
I don't think it's a K. I think it's
C.
Pohoc. Or is it? I don't know.
Oh,
it's not a K. It's a C though. Yeah, that's a real story.
Wow. I actually didn't watch that movie till like 4 years ago.
This shit long.
And
she really
that whole story is just like this is made up shit. And it's like this is a Disney.
Oh yeah, look at the.
Americans are
This is
so
a cartoon
bad
of her.
The Europeans are not so. Huh?
That's the cartoon.
I can't see it from here.
I mean,
here I'll show this nigga. She's a child in real life, and they made her a grown ass woman.
but this her grown.
I literally can't. I can't
Ready?
see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
that's what I'm saying, right?
She was a child.
Of course, they gave her a thin
Like,
waist
look-
and
let me show
large
you- let me
hips.
show you the-
Of course, they did that.
Let me show you the
Of
real
course.
picture of her though. Now this is the real one.
Of course, they
Disney
did that.
movie.
Of course.
Disney's.
Now Disney should just embrace true beauty because this is what she really looked like. Ugly as hell.
Oh my god.
Are you Dead ass.
Let me see.
Just
That looks like every painting in the whole millennia of the 1000s. That's how everybody looked like. You could tell she ate swell though. Not gonna lie. You could tell she lived a very lavish life.
Cockeyed.
1,000 years ago, if you were overweight, like you were flexing on the world because that means you had extra food at your house.
Yeah.
Wait, no, actually, was Pocahontas what?
here's a black and white picture.
Yeah, that's what I was about to show you too.
What?
Oh wow.
That's when she was a child.
Interesting. Oh, that's what she looked like?
Yeah, she was a child. Yeah, that's when she was a child.
Wow.
You developed fast.
No, nigga, that's just Disney.
Oh.
She did
what's
become
the
an animation.
Pocahontas husband. It was John.
Yeah, but they didn't want her to seem like a creep, like a weird.
John
That's a
Ralph.
real story though.
It's John Ralph.
No, it's not. Well, what are you saying is real? The story is like they came over and they needed some Native Americans to like show them around. So they basically just tricked the Native Americans into signing a treaty with them to help them take over other, like basically defeat other natives and like take over the land and have them grow. But they were just obviously working against them the entire time. And through that, of them not only killing other natives, but they were also getting deeper into America. And they were like, oh yeah, this land is about to be all of ours.
They probably got real hard about that.
So Pocahontas married John Rolfe, not John Smith. I think people got it confused.
John Smith. Nigga, imagine a name John Smith.
No, that's a real person.
And I know somewhere it's a real person, but that nigga name back in the day, like,
John Smith.
when he landed on fucking Plymouth Rock, you think a John Smith walked out?
What names did they have back then?
They had old names, old Undertaker.
Probably a lot of
names.
Isabels.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, and Davids.
Not only that, also I realized I didn't know all the places in America with like new whatever are like places that exist
Yeah.
in other countries. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So they didn't have any Jacquels. Jacquel, Princeton, the
No, they
18.
didn't have no Jacquels.
France might have. I don't know.
They didn't have no Shaqs. They didn't have no Jalen's. None of them.
Mercedes.
They did
Actually,
in Germany.
I guess at some point they would have to.
They did in Germany.
Yeah, at some point they would. Yeah, at some point
Yeah.
there was a Mercedes. Yeah,
Ford.
that's a fascinating. You know where that name came from? Actually,
That's a creative. Imagine like you name your kid something and then the world runs with it like 100 years later.
yeah.
Like you probably feel great about that if you knew.
It's crazy.
That's scary that you won't know though.
Yeah, you have no clue.
You wouldn't know.
You do all that life work and then come to find out like Lexus is booming right now. Like the word Lexus, like no, nigga, I wasn't alive to see this.
Like in the 1950s, if you named your kid Diamond, like that probably was like out of pocket. But like right now, there's a lot of diamonds.
A lot of diamonds.
A lot of diamonds, man.
and you can be like, I knew it.
Whole time,
I
man.
was the first one. I knew that shit.
I was the first. Put me in the record books.
Yeah, put me in there, dog. Just put me in there. Long story short, though, America. The way that they teach stuff in America is like very.
I bet
It's actually
that.
disrespectful to a lot of people. No cap.
I'm curious how like Europeans, like I'm curious how they taught Germans. Like how did
You need to ask
What
Nick
was it?
Smith like how they teach stuff over there.
in Australia?
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I really want to know.
I bet Australia is probably not too different than Canada though. I don't know why. I just feel like we're alike in a lot of ways.
Who else do we know like foreign?
I know plenty of people.
Like grew up in like Europe or something like that.
Huh?
I want to know how they depict us.
Oh, the rest of the world thinks y'all arrogant. I just you don't need me to tell you that. You probably know that
We
though.
are, nigga.
Like really arrogant.
We are. Don't worry about it.
And they think everyone is obese. Just obese, arrogant
That's
people.
crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
We are the best country though.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to live in, but to be in.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like America has the most opportunity.
Opportunities by far.
Like Finland has a way better quality of life. So does Canada. So does Sweden. America's not topping the charts in quality of life.
I told you about
But
that.
people
man.
come here to live for at least a part of their life because they know how many opportunities there are.
Yeah.
It's the biggest economy still somehow. I don't know how that's possible because China like outnumbers you guys by like 3 or 4 maybe now. And on
Million?
top of that, y'all don't tax nobody. So the country's worse as a result. And for some reason, people keep pushing for it. Not rich people push for less taxes. And it's like, trust me, it would help you if the people got taxed properly.
Poor people pushing for no taxes is hilarious to me. It's like,
It's like you get help, bro. When the community center gets built, that's a place you like. We just pulled out to places. I was so used to free stuff growing up. It was mind blowing. Like the eye doctor was free until you were like 18, and even then, like it was pretty cheap. Like the dentist, like everything was just so affordable. You walk into a doctor's office, they wouldn't ask you if you had insurance or a credit card because everybody could walk into a doctor's office. It didn't cost money to get a physical. The only time you paid money for stuff was like when it was a specified procedure.
the amount of average paying people or average like salary people who say like taxes can't go up. Like, what are you talking? I'm like, nigga, you're like, what are you talking about right now? Like, I literally worked with one of my first bosses out of my many bosses at Walmart. He was a Republican, and I vividly remember him and someone else debating about who did Obama run against the second time? I can't remember.
Romney?
Yeah, Romney. He was like, yeah, I'm voting for Romney and raising my taxes. I was like, nigga, you make $50,000 a year. What are you talking about right now, nigga? Like, raising your taxes literally means nothing. Like, no cap.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And it's not even so much about taxing people. Like the fact that you could just make money in this country, and as long as you don't bring it into this country, you don't have to worry about it being taxed, is crazy. Like the amount of money Amazon and Apple just has sitting on the side because they don't want it to get taxed. They'd rather have the money sit there and just not do nothing than get taxed in this country is wild. And they give them so much incentives so that like their taxable ends up being $0 a lot of the time. It's wild. Anyway, it's like it's up to y'all, but just you know what I'm saying, having street lights everywhere reduces accidents. It's nice.
I'm starting to realize how important that is because even like in certain places in Atlanta I'm not too familiar with, I shouldn't be like, man, where is the road at right now? Like,
Yeah.
I dead ass be acting like I don't know when the next turn is. Like I just don't know.
Like the signage is important. The Canadian government gets sued a lot for bad signage and poor lighting. Like if I get in an accident with you, but the intersection didn't have lights, it was supposed to because there's lights everywhere. Yeah. But it was off for some reason because naturally, like it's not gonna be perfect. You could sue the government and you'll very likely win. And so it's because studies came out saying that when the road is well lit, that there's just way fewer accidents. And so the government just invested in lighting the roads better. But there's a lot of small stuff though. Honestly, the reason I came here though was because of the opportunity. Like the Canadian government was.
You can say taxes.
You
can say taxes though.
No, but it was just like better weather and like we do A&P shoots here. Like there's more going on here.
Yeah, you can say taxes though.
Like we do a podcast here.
You can say taxes.
But that's part of it though. That's part of it.
That's the driving force.
Like I wasn't going to the doctor's office or the community centers, and it was nice to get it was nice to know that you could call someone and have the raccoon that's dead on the road picked up in an hour. I don't care if the raccoon's there for 3 days because my taxes are cheaper. I don't really care.
That is true.
I personally don't care. So
it would be nice though.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
Let's start piling up like a raccoon.
There's a specific road called Kingston Road in Toronto, and it's that you exit the highway in a straight Kingston Road, and it drives you straight into Scarborough and all those roads you hear Drake talk about. But there's like a part of it where it's just straight forest, and they board up highways so that there's no roadkill, like a deer doesn't run from the forest onto the highway, right? Because that could be deadly. But they never board up Kingston Road, so when you drive on it, you just see raccoon here, squirrel here, raccoon everywhere you look is just roadkill.
Is that why the highway is boarded up with that shit right there?
Mm-hmm. Because it is a risk for a deer to run on there when you're going 100 miles per hour.
I did not know that.
I thought it was there for decoration or just to
actually. Socially, I thought it was too. I thought it was like a vibe.
Mm-mm.
Like a highway vibe.
And when you go on the 400 right now, you notice how like a lot of it's fallen?
Yeah.
Like they have to immediately put it back up because they can't risk a deer running on the road. That'd be tragic. If you hit a deer at 40, like your car's pretty much fucked. If you hit it at 80, like you might die. Like it could be a wrap for you.
So it's on the 400 and the 216?
I don't know what the 216 is, John, but the 400 has a lot of like broken panels on their walls.
True.
But it's better though. I think lower taxes is better. The second you start making over $70,000 a year, you're gonna want lower taxes. But for everybody else, which is the large majority of humans,
it's like an overwhelming majority in the fucking states. I think it's actually 85% of people earn less than $80,000.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all niggas are complaining about nothing. No cap.
You should hear more taxes, and as long as your government's not really corrupt, immediately think like, oh my God, my life is gonna get better.
That's what they think.
Your government is pretty corrupt, so I could
But
get the
definitely is.
hesitation.
But they think that it's so corrupt, like they're gonna just take the money and you'll really see no improvements in life.
You ever watch Parks and Rec?
I used to, but not that. Not
There's a character in the show called Ron Swanson,
Yeah,
and he like hates the government
Yeah.
and he hates taxes, and it's very hilarious because like I don't like taxes. He said some stuff from time to time that I thought, but he was teaching this kid in one of the episodes how like the government will use as much money as you let them. So if you give them more taxes, there's not like they're gonna have a surplus at the end of the year. They will use it all on something, and a lot of the time it's not gonna be on stuff that makes your life better. And I thought that was like an interesting take on it because
But there was a surplus at the end of Clinton's administration. There was a surplus.
yeah, like in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, it was a surplus.
But like now prices have went up on like just about everything. Like you guys spend so much on the military. If you just chilled on military spending alone, like you could afford a lot of the stuff like teacher pay.
Try us though, bro. Come on.
And you guys have to do it though. Like
try
Canada's not in as big a deficit because we know that y'all are spending money on your military. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the world Trump was right about that. When he was getting mad at the rest of the world, I was like, we kind of just rely on y'all to like scare people when we don't want to like goddamn Norway is not threatening Russia unless it knows that y'all have his back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so then Norway could scale back on that spending to spend on other things that make the quality of life there better. So I thought that was really interesting because as wrong as Trump is on plenty of stuff, when he said that, I was like, yes, we do that right now. Canada actively does that right now.
True. Shout out to Trump, man. One of the best presidents ever.
Clip that.
Let me not get too much into politics. Let me not get in my politic bag.
What about aliens? How y'all feel about aliens?
Them shits exist, bro.
They do exist.
They just admitted it. They're talking about like they just
We
openly.
knew they existed.
We knew
though.
it, but
Like
now
when
they
you see a
openly
photo
saying
of Mars and the scientists tell you water used to exist on this planet, water is what you need to sustain life. Whether it's a fucking plant, an alien plant.
What do you think we are, the aliens, or do you think aliens like the movies, super high tech, or do you think they're under us, or do you think they're above us? Are we bigger? Are we smaller?
Why are always aliens more advanced than us? Why can't they just be dumb?
Because we wouldn't find them. We would have to be the smart ones to find. Like we would have to go out search and find them.
But they're finding us. Like we're the dumb ones.
But how do we know they're finding us?
What if they know algebra?
What if they just Christopher Columbuses?
Yeah.
And they think they're landing on
y'all
Pluto?
American? Like they land in Australia? Y'all Americans?
No, they landing.
Hey, their guns are different
No,
from ours. They don't
they-
have like regular guns.
They landing in fucking landing here. They driving by us and they're like, "There's Pluto right there. There's Pluto right there. It's bigger than you thought it was, but it's definitely Pluto."
This is an interesting concept. I wonder like how we would communicate because we would have to like learn sign language or something.
What if we're seeing aliens now? Like everybody that looks weird or different? Or what if they just shapeshift?
I don't think that actually happens.
You don't think they are shapeshift like aliens that live among us?
Aliens are among us because that wouldn't. What does that do for the aliens?
They just sent intel. They spies.
If they're smart enough to
But
be
there's
one
nothing
with
that
us,
we're doing.
like yeah, what are they
Like
gonna
Eddie
discover?
Murphy. Remember Eddie Murphy? They just came down. Their plane landed. They scanned us and made like a robotic copy, and the aliens lived in the head. They just looked like humans.
I mean, so if they have such advanced,
They don't need to do that. They can just murk us.
There's literally no need. Like,
What if they're not trying to murk us? Or they're trying to study, or they just want to use our resources? So maybe an
what is-
alien.
there's not, if they're that more advanced than us, then there's nothing
We
that we
don't-
can provide for them.
We barely have the resources to like send a ship to Mars. Like we do that with a variable success rate. If they're making it all the way to us from wherever they came
And
from,
scanning
they
us,
could
and
they
then
could murk
making
us.
doppelgangers
Yeah, they
of
could
us?
murk us anytime they wanted to.
Or they may like it here. Maybe they may like chopped cheeses, subs, and they just come here to visit.
Honestly, they would like a chopped cheese if they stopped at New York. They
So
probably
came
would.
down
they would.
and say the aliens are in charge. Like say the most successful people are aliens. So they move the money and they keep everything going, and they just use our resources. Like fly them out when they do like certain drones or stuff like. They just fly it out to their friends out there. Like certain intel about Earth or how to grow bananas on their planet.
They wouldn't. But they don't need to. They just
don't
need to
need
take
that.
There's actually like vaults where they store seeds of like every type of plant they can and every type of fruit they can, just in case like the world goes to shit.
Or
like
just
you don't
in
want to
case-
lose all the bananas forever.
I
Just
didn't
in,
know that. That's actually-
or
Yeah,
just in
that
case
makes
the
sense.
So they
aliens
just need
want
to
an
steal from
easier
that
way.
vault.
what the aliens want to organize their plants when they come down or they send ships down, or sometimes the aliens like they have car accidents in space, and that's when you see asteroids flying off
They
track.
probably don't. They probably have smart technology. We
That's what
all
I'm saying, yeah.
Elon
Well,
Musk
they
almost
could be
figured that out
dumb.
here.
We don't know if they're smart. They could be dumb. We could be just arrogant.
They can't be dumb and end up here,
But
bro.
That's what I'm saying. It gotta be one or the other. They can't be dumb in knowing that we exist and then come down and examine us all at the same time.
But we're dumb enough not to notice them.
That means that we're the idiots in this situation.
Yeah.
Honestly, the likelihood that there's aliens that like have our shape and our think about all the species on this planet, all of them, like the billions of species. We're the only ones that could do what we do.
And even the closest ones to us still don't look. They you can tell the difference between us and a monkey.
Like think about how dumb animals are, because when you go like, wow, the African greys are really smart because they can repeat up to like 25 human phrases. Like that's what we call a smart animal.
What do you think animals think we're dumb? What do you think animals think of us?
Nothing, because they're in cages. Because we can put them in a cage. We're at the
if you're dumb enough to get locked in a cage, and you're not.
we are the apex predators.
But we get put in cages too.
By ourselves.
Yeah,
By other,
and again, let me clear. If you're dumb enough to get put in a cage, and like you're
There's a very interesting show called Zoo where
I saw that.
animals develop like human-like brains, so they learn to trap humans the way a human would trap a lion type shit. And it's fascinating because like you're walking and then you see like a monkey and you can't think like, okay, let me try and play it smart. The monkey's thinking like you. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go around, boom, and I'm bopping like this, and I'm gonna drag him to the rest of my monkey friends, and we're gonna tie him up, and we're gonna do whatever we need to do to him. It was a very fast. It was a poorly executed show, but the premise was
the
fantastic.
graphics could have been better.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. But yeah,
That's crazy to think
likelihood
about.
that they're smarter than us is. But the fact that there's even like plants in outer space, like that's crazy.
What about Men in Black? When you think about something, when I see certain movies, I be thinking like, I know imagination comes from somewhere, but inspiration comes from something you read or something you've seen, or like, you know what I'm saying, like probably hieroglyphics and pyramids.
All that stuff is very. I still feel like a lot of our interpretation of aliens is still fairly tame, if that makes sense. Like, there's a possibility that aliens could just be like on was it Rick not Rigby and Morty
Rigby and who? You mean Rick and Morty?
When like they like there was like a gas alien.
Rigby?
I was thinking about I was thinking about regular show. You know, like when there was like a gas alien and he was like he's a telepathic. He was like a telepath. I was like, yeah, aliens could just legit just be gases.
Yeah.
Like there's no like us thinking that an alien is like still in some type of human form
Or a ghost.
just with like a big eye and he's green. Like even that is like very lacking in
I
imagination.
think the average alien concept right now is I don't know if I just watched The Quiet Place too, but
I need shows to watch. Y'all gotta put me on some shows.
I watch a lot of like
We watched
apocalyptic
Conjuring
shit.
3 last night. It was mid.
I want to watch that, but I heard somebody else tell me it's mid.
It's mid. Like it's based on a true story. So the
All of them are.
storyline is good, but the scare factor of it, like the entertainment value, they could have gone a little bit more.
Is it I Am Legend, the Will Smith one where it was apocalyptic?
Yeah.
That's like the average one. It's either they're really fast or really slow. Like The Last of Us. They're the
Zombies?
ones that hear, but they don't
like
see.
they're like zombies. Or
Yeah.
yeah, all that stuff to me is
Oh,
like
what you say, silent ones?
Like the ones that like they can't see nothing, but they can hear you, and like they just clobber you at like you're one hit, like a one hit machine. That's how strong they are.
What if aliens are like, what if they're like huge spiders? Like what if that's aliens?
Or what if they're like this small?
What if they're small bugs?
Yeah, they can be mad small.
Like
Like
hilarious. It's so
No
cute.
one
But it's
doesn't-
a different type of alien, like a different type of humans. Remember back then? Apparently, it used to be giants. Remember, like in the Bible said they had giants, like 9 feet, 8 feet tall.
when?
Remember, like Andre and the Giant, like Andrew and the Giant. I mean, David and Goliath. Remember, like they said, they'd be humans that'll be 8
No,
feet
that was
tall.
metaphorical.
Yeah, that's literally metaphorical.
No,
That's like
no,
a
they
guy
said
with-
they said they had men that were that tall. That were like 8 feet.
Like Goliath?
Yeah, like 8 feet, 9 feet tall. Like back then, like the size was different. They used to live longer too. Remember, they used to live like for 300 years and.
I heard about living longer. I didn't hear about that's possible. Like,
Yeah,
the
I
human
mean,
body
I don't
adapts.
know. I wasn't there. I'm just going off of what I've heard and read. But I'm saying
I
like
thought it was like folk tales.
that. I thought it was too, but it's in the thing. It's in the
In what thing?
Bible.
No, but like it's not unrealistic. For example,
It's not,
like, the
'cause they found
differences between
skulls.
a Samoan person to an East African person to a West African person to like an East European person is like that on the average person is massive because depending on where you live, like you had to adapt to different types of stuff, and so your body. So if I can't think of a reason why. Maybe they need to pick for apples, dog. I don't know, man. They need to be 9 feet to get the apples.
Like some Asians are small, but think about the tall Africans that be like 7'3", and think about it. Think about the average height was 5'5". I think that was tall back then.
And the average dick size is 5 inches, bro.
So think about,
But
where did that come from?
but no. The point is like, but there's actually massive differences.
You was thinking about
by
that for a
country
minute.
though.
Like, you was just waiting to.
But there's massive differences per country, bro. So some countries probably just needed a longer dick.
When'd you learn this?
They probably just needed a longer dick. Some countries, bro.
Where did that
What?
come from?
I don't know. It's different positions. I don't know.
What if that's what it was? Like African women only liked a certain position, so African men had to adapt, so their dicks had to get bigger. And then European men and Asian men, they were just completely Asian women were completely fine with just one position. They were like, this is all we really need. There's no need for us to keep growing down there.
Yeah, man.
That's
so anyway,
crazy. I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah,
like dinosaurs and stuff too. Like stuff going extinct.
Oh well, that's a rhinoceros just became extinct.
So like we'll never see it again.
Yep, you'll never see it again.
So like 20 years from now, people might be like, "Y'all had rhinoceros? We did, grandson."
but is it?
I don't know if all the rhinoceros. I'm talking about like
like macaws still exist, but the blue macaws they're packed up.
Yeah, so they were saying like this set of rhinoceroses or rhinoceros, they had existed for like years and years and years.
It's some of that is, I know like a lot of it right now is our fault, like humans.
That's what it was about. Yeah,
but also like people naturally go extinct too. Like species naturally go extinct.
Oh yeah, but they were saying it's more so about it was man-made.
What species went extinct?
We don't know about them because they went extinct. But there's a lot of species like a Siberian tiger, for example, where they're very few in amount because it's so difficult to survive in the areas that they survive in. But there's plenty of species that were in the area that just couldn't survive and they got packed up.
Facts.
That's so sad, man.
If you weren't able to adapt quick enough.
Like, let's say you're in Siberia and the ice age hits, like, yo, it's a wrap for you and your species. You're not
Siberia's hot, right?
You said what?
Siberia's hot.
No, it's cold as fuck.
Oh, you said if it was ice age? Is it?
So it's even colder than it is.
Oh.
So you either change by migrating south, like a lot of birds do, or you just get packed up trying to survive in that environment.
Or evolve.
But that would take
time.
That would like a time in the lineage.
Like think about a cactus, for example. A cactus could survive in the desert because it holds water forever. Like it can hold water for a very long period of time. Think about all the other plants that tried doing that, like in random deserts and got packed up. We don't know about it.
A dandelion was like,
Yeah, just swiveled up.
It's
It's hot out here today. Ain't it, Mr.
hot
Cactus?
shit today. And the cactus was like, you should have been playing that water, nigga. And the dandelion like, fuck, man. Ain't no shade around here. It might rain tomorrow.
It's goddamn sand.
He's like, nah, nigga, it ain't rained in the past 2 years, nigga. You're done.
It ain't rained since
They're just
06.
barely hanging.
Yo, a cactus telling the
They ain't like, it ain't rained since 06. It's the wrong time to spawn. You should have prayed a little harder. You spawned in the wrong destination, baby. We just got our last rain for the season yesterday.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. Good luck. That bird look hungry too.
Yeah, but also like so like let's say you grow up in the Amazon, the chances are is you as a species you're significantly not as strong as you could be because there's so much life in the Amazon. Yeah, you got to be smarter to not get packed up by whoever's on top of you, but the people underneath you, they come and go. Like you can find them anywhere type shit. But take them to another environment that's not as rich, like I don't know, like Madagascar, because they're destroying all the trees and forests in Madagascar. I don't know, to make lumber and shit. And it's like you got to be way stronger to survive him. So
I always wonder why they doing that shit, man. No cap. I always wonder, like, why y'all niggas chopping through rainforests? Is there not enough woods in Georgia right now?
oh, there's actually a huge lumber shortage. That's making real estate more expensive.
Oh yeah, when he was taking down the lumber on the wall, he said that.
Yeah.
I just be like, rainforest is like, that's where y'all niggas go first. Like, god damn.
Like Brazil is running through their rainforest right about now.
That's
They're running
crazy.
through it, bro.
Y'all niggas can be chopping down wood in Georgia right now. There's plenty of fucking just real estate of just wood. Just
Imagine being an animal. Like, let's say you're an eagle and you're just chilling one day and you like hear a buzzing sound, so you like investigate because you're curious. and it's just like a human being just murking existing trees. They've been existing for a while now.
For years.
And they're just toppling over each other, just not giving a fuck. That's hilarious.
Fly home and your home's on the ground.
Yeah, imagine you hibernate and come back, and it's just nothing but like, I don't know what they do with the land after. What do they do with it?
I don't know. But I don't even know
Maybe
how
crops?
I ain't be so serious. Humans are just sick.
I swear,
Can
very
you-
sick.
Can you imagine walking in the fucking humid ass rainforest, muddy waters? You know this is a very unique environment, like a very unique environment.
like, how
And
about
you're
the
still
economy?
like, no, nigga, straight chopping up fucking wood. And everybody's looking at you like, damn, nigga, you really don't give a fuck.
Poison dart frogs. Like, wow, they're just tearing this place up.
Yeah, just tearing this shit. You like, I ain't never seen a bird like that. Guess I'll never see one again. Just start chopping the shit.
Dang, that thing look endangered, don't it?
Yeah, that shit looks
It
endangered.
better move for it to become extinct. Cause I ain't stopping chopping.
Nigga just tear down like a
The
mad
animals
shit.
fight back. Like, do you think they know? You think like when that venomous spider like looks up and he's like, what the fuck is he? Man,
I mean,
that was my tree. God damn it!
His
Why
kill
don't they
rate.
attack? Like
I don't know.
the guy is in a crane. Like, go
Yeah.
for the guy in the crane. Like they should be
Just
able
bite
to.
that nigga.
Yeah, you know how dumb of a species you have to be to not go for the one guy in the crane that's murking millions of species' lives. Like, you
But
can pack him up pretty quickly.
think about a spider sees a dude from a crane and he's 3 trees away. That's a long way for that spider.
It depends on the
spider.
spider, but some of these spiders is quick. They be
I mean, a tarantula, but I'm gonna see that thing crawl. I'm gonna crush it, and then like he
you're in a
traveled.
crane.
He traveled a half a day worth to die.
Bro, imagine you're an orangutan, right? And a nigga in a crane pulls up. You should have no problem, boom, 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 and just levying him off his crane.
Imagine
You should have no
getting-
problem.
Orangutans don't look that aggressive though, are they?
Out the crane? They're gonna shoot him out the
I'm
crane?
talking like he's not the only nigga there. He's
Yeah,
not
like-
the only-
Imagine the whole kingdom came together and they all climbed this crane. Like, they could
30
do it, bro.
Now that'd be scary. 35 angry
that would be
orangutans.
that would be scary.
30 angry orangutans.
Yeah, that'd be-
and they're
that'd
kind
be
of
scary.
ugly. They're kind of creepy looking. They got them the fat face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I'd be-
monkeys are pretty smart, bro.
What's
They
the-
be-
What's the movie? Like the
Planet of the
monkeys, yeah, Planet of the Apes. If
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw shit like that and niggas is like prepared to go at war over their forest, I be like, you got it, dog. You got it. I just go somewhere else, nigga. Don't worry about it.
apes riding horses. And I'm really mad. I'm really scared of gorillas. Because gorillas got smart and started toting guns.
You don't have to. They'll just beat your brains out, nigga.
But
Like,
but they know to use guns. That means if I ran out of ammo, it was a fist fight, it's over with. We both got guns. But I mean, if I shoot them, it'll last a little longer because they got a stronger muscle tissue because their pectoral's a lot bigger.
Man, there was this hysterical thing talking about surprise guns. When like the guy in I think it was a guy in like, god damn it, where was it? Holland or somewhere in Europe just first created a gun. It was like a machine gun, right?
oh, that nigga's sick.
When they pulled up to Africa, I just want to know what that first interaction was like. Where they're like, man, we have spears, back up, bro. And then like they didn't know the machine he had just shoots projectiles at a high rate, and they're one hit, one kills.
That's crazy.
They didn't know that.
Think
And
about-
that machine actually very much so accelerated slavery
Oh no!
because it was
That's
so much
crazy.
easier to take.
Look at Giants like
That's crazy. Think about you, the top spearsman, like in your
Like
tribe.
when
you
you throw
walk
an
up,
axe, you don't miss.
dude had just a pistol. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take all this." No, you're not. Bow. I am. Like, niggas just pant
and
like
he's like, whoa, that right there is our spearsman. Holy
that's,
shit.
that's our greatest
You
thrower.
just did that in 1
We're
second.
gonna have to throw our archers at this guy.
Yeah, they thought it was magic because like, what did he shoot him with? He didn't move.
Oh man,
He shot him for 100 yards away.
Yeah, that's brutal. Cause like, what's your backup? Like your longbower is gonna sit from the back and guess, shooting an arrow in the air. Like, you're not gonna hit nobody, bro.
And then, like melee attacks are not gonna work. You just gonna get fired up. Like that's just terrible.
You know we could never have another war. Do you know that?
What you mean?
I legitimately believe that.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think, I think it's impossible for us to have like.
Because what are you gonna do, bro? Like in World War One, they sat in trenches until I think the Germans figured out how to make chlorine gas, and they stopped sitting in trenches because they were just throwing chlorine gas in the trenches. And then in World War Two, they figured out how to make atomic bombs and nuclear weapons. It's a wrap.
And
You
at
don't-
that point, everybody was like, "All right."
like, we
Everybody
don't-
else was like, "All right."
we don't need to send people. We need to send scientists to the
Yeah,
country.
Like, at dead ass no cap. As soon as the atomic bomb dropped, they're like, "You got it, dog."
Yeah,
Like,
that's you.
yeah, we can wrap this war up real quick. Actually,
That's crazy. Atomic bomb drop.
we can wrap this war up real quick. Actually, and now that there's more countries that just have that just stand by. Nobody's like even like
an excessive amount, like hundreds.
Yeah, niggas like, bro, don't even run in the airport. Don't yell too loud in the airport, because I swear to God, they'll just fucking bomb all of us. Don't you yell in the airport too loud. Don't look too aggressive at the president, nigga, because this is raps for a whole fucking. It's raps for everything, nigga. Yeah, you don't start a fucking nuclear war.
And it actually hasn't been that long since the last one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it hasn't been like thousands of years. Like, it could drop any moment now. A place could just get murked.
I don't think they're gonna do it. I'm so happy. That's another thing I learned in college. Like the reasons why niggas are starting wars are just over the most pettiest shit in the world.
That's 12 kilometers of land. We want that.
Yeah, like I want that.
You're gonna risk
I saw it.
30,000 men
right now.
Do we agree on a treaty saying we're gonna stick on this side? Yeah, we did. But y'all have oil like right there, so we're gonna kill you guys over that oil real quick. If you don't
And as
mind.
soon as we kill you, we're just writing the history books like you never existed. So it doesn't matter.
Think about getting drafted for stuff you couldn't use. Yep, you're gonna fight this war. I don't care if you don't like it.
That's how my dad left Ethiopia. They just started. There's like wartime, and then like people were like, and there was conscription. So like if you were a certain age, you had to go. So he just packed up and went to Italy as a refugee, and then from Italy he went. Yeah, I think he bounced around, but he ended up in Saskatchewan, Canada, because Canada accepted him. That's actually why there's a lot of East Africans in Canada, because there was wars going on, and they didn't want to be part of the war, so they left as refugees.
Damn. I would definitely be leaving America.
Damn.
If they were like, you had to go to war?
Yeah. Because there are wars that America get into.
What, they didn't have no criteria. No matter if you was in shape or not, they just draft you. Low, we need you right now. No qualifications. Put them boots on. We start training in the morning.
The wars that America get in, them niggas don't play, bro. Them niggas
300 push-ups.
Them niggas don't fight back. Them niggas don't hold back or nothing.
If you die as an American soldier, they're gonna pack up about like 20 people from the opposing side in like retaliation.
Yeah.
They're not trying to like, they don't go for equals at all, bro.
They don't even like try to talk it out. They're like, nigga, there's no way you just start shooting in our direction. There's no way you just did that. You must not know who we are, nigga. Let us remind you in your whole village real quick, because that's how America rolls.
That's crazy.
America will fucking literally like build up Obama like he's just like this positive, peaceful guy. And like overseas, this niggas just bombing niggas daily. Niggas just hitting the button and fucking planes are just flying over shit, bombing places.
Yeah, can you imagine you lived in a place where like, first of all, most of the buildings were like rubble because they got bombed last week. but then like you're at the market, and then like because there was some low level intel that a bad guy was nearby, like they're like, oh, let's just bomb the whole market.
Bomb it. That nigga's somewhere in this radius right here.
You can't even like fly a plane over top areas like that, because I'm gonna think like, hopefully it's not for us, because you don't know what the plane is holding.
But in America, like we don't even like do like nobody does it to America. We're just like, nigga, there could legitimately be like a terrorist next door, and they still won't do that shit. They'll like go due diligence. But anywhere
you have to
else,
get warrants and stuff.
Yeah, anywhere else, you'd be like, nigga, that whole fucking area, nigga, a 15-mile radius getting bombed tonight, nigga, because I think that nigga's in there, bro.
They got a whole tribe with 3 people. They just have 2 double D titties on their clips, like everybody has 200 rounds.
The drums.
They have drums, and they just walking, just level the whole city with 3 people.
There was a good show called Homeland. It's one of those shows where it's like you can watch in the background perfectly. It's like a 7.5 out of 10. But it was about like people in the intelligence community in like different areas in the Eastern Hemisphere, and they were just like causing problems. But it was like a realer take, because you had to make friends with allies in those areas for intel, et cetera, et cetera. Like those people just had like their cousin died last week because of some bullshit that happened because he was too close to a Toyota Tacoma down the street, and the Toyota Tacoma was housing some. So it was like, man. Honestly, that's why I say like we're really privileged here.
Yeah, we are. Way
very privileged here. Because we don't have to worry about. Think about how lucky we are, real quick. Like some people in the world have to just worry about being like, you don't know when your house is the hospital you're at is just gonna be ceased to exist. Hospitals don't just disappear. Y'all just have a bad healthcare system, but you could go get help if you wanted to.
That's a fact.
Like, you can go to a school comfortably.
I don't know. I just know America is so crazy that they flew a plane in a building and we bombed the wrong place for years.
No, it's you know the worst part is like making the same mistakes. Like, they destabilized the government and then provided military assistance to the militias that ended up being the same enemies. You had to spend this. You had to do it all over. You had to destabilize the area again and then empower the wrong group. And it's like, and part of me thinks like I'm a dumb guy. So like, shouldn't the smart guys making decisions be like getting them right, or at least not making the same mistake over and over again?
Not to them niggas. They don't care. Them niggas legit don't care. And before we go with the podcast, I do want to talk about shifting majorly. This nigga LeBron quit in the middle of a game, and I had to just keep.
You're not gonna do it, bro.
What?
I didn't think. When did he start?
When you put out the tweet saying if the Lakers lose, LeBron fans are gonna hate me. I was like, he's not gonna do that.
It's about that time.
Whatever that was, you said you were gonna do.
In.
You're not gonna do it, bro.
Time. Talk about LeBron.
Oh no, that nigga quit in the middle of a game, and I've never seen nobody like blatantly quit like that outside of LeBron. That's like my second time seeing LeBron quit in the middle of a game, and he also quit in the final. He quit in 2018.
Wow.
That series where JR fucked up game one, and in the game they were about to lose and they got swept, he was like, "I'm just quitting."
I don't feel like he came out. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't feel like they wanted it.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. And regardless of what you want to say, but in the fourth quarter of I think it was like a 10-point game, the nigga just stopped. He legitimately stopped playing. He was yelling and barking at the ref, and I really think he just wanted to get thrown out the game. And the ref was like, "Nope, I'm not doing it, bro. You're just gonna be here." And the nigga's like, he was like, "Nah,
you're just gonna be here.
Throw me out." And he just started yelling at the ref over and over and over again. And then once the ref didn't throw him out, he just started walking. He just like walked to the other side.
I did see that one play where he did walk just slow. He just appeared.
He just appeared. I was like, "There's no way this nigga should just start appearing 20 seconds later." Like they done attempted a shot, got an offensive rebound, and kicked it back out. And this nigga just now making it to the fucking screen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I slept before I saw all that happen. But it's like LeBron fans have got an excuse for everything. You should never do it. Just out of sportsmanship. Like, don't matter your frustration. Like, if you're frustrated, at least get yourself a couple texts and get packed up.
I'm gonna say foul somebody and get out the game. Don't just stand in the game. He also didn't shake nobody's hand when he left. He just like, "Oh, I'm gone."
You got his own team?
No, like on
the other team.
Yeah,
I wouldn't shake their hand either.
I guess he was
but on your own. On your own team, like, you know what I'm saying, dap it up, and boom, you're out.
You wouldn't shake nobody's hand?
You think
on the
if
other
Michael
team that packed me up?
You think if Michael Jordan got packed up first round by a team he should have beat, you think he'll shake their hands?
No. That never happens, though.
Didn't LeBron give someone
got a chance?
Didn't LeBron give who did that? Where they gave someone like a jersey on the opposing team?
LeBron.
There's plenty of people doing that.
No,
LeBron did that to D-Book this year, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So why won't you shake your hand, but you gave him a jersey? Anyway.
I don't know.
He probably just upset. He was just in the moment. It's like, dang, like he knew he was gonna get bashed. Like, he just knew all that was gonna go on him.
LeBron loses enough to know to shake niggas' hands. Like, come on, bro. Are we serious right now?
You say he loses.
He lost in the first round.
That nigga loses enough.
Yeah, I don't like how people made an excuse that he lost in the first round. Because they were like steady resting people for a good part of the season. Injuries played a role for sure. Also, injuries were on the other team too. There's actually so many injuries in the playoffs right now. It's scary. So it's like there's not many teams that are skating by without injuries right now.
Having AD gone is more important than not having CP3.
AD gone. They
said
AD
LeBron
gone.
James on your team. And when you started the season, everyone was boasting about the level of depth you have this year compared to last year. It's crazy how quick like the narrative changed on stuff.
Niggas were trash, but yeah, you're right.
No, they were trash. But like you should have known that going in though.
Nah, they were trash this series. Specifically this series. I'm not one of niggas gonna be like Dennis Schroeder the entire year was trash. I'm not saying that.
Nah, he played bad this series for sure.
This series he
played
bad.
But it's like I don't know. In my head, it's just like you watch these. They're not like their first year in the league. Like y'all have watched these players be inconsistent before. Then you picked them up and then talked about how y'all was gonna win the championship as a result. I'm just saying AD being out shouldn't have been like AD being out should have been like, and it's not the same thing because Nets are more stacked, but it should have been like James Harden dropping. I didn't have to think about it. They're still winning game one. Like it wasn't a thought that I had to think about. It's like they're still good enough to win game one.
But that's still two good people.
Though.
I don't think it's too different, bro.
They still
They
got
still got
two
two more
superstars.
high level,
two high level scorers plus the role players.
plus
It
Joe
just
Harris and plus
Yeah.
Blake Griffin and Nick Claxton. They have
AD.
like more than enough.
AD out. LeBron
Yeah,
was still
if-
kind of hurt.
Even if
Caldwell
LeBron
Pope.
was 100%, that's still just one LeBron. They had Kyrie and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Well, we got LeBron and Kyle Kuzma. Like, nigga, what are we talking
Yeah,
about?
Kuzma,
But
dog
Kuzma's the
shit.
guy that people have been bigging up for years.
And
first.
I know why.
There's the Dennis Schroeders and the Marcus Sauls. Like y'all had
Kuzma
Drummond. What the fuck are we
Drummond
talking?
is
about?
trash.
I don't care. You think he's trash right now?
No,
What does Kuzma
I thought
do?
he was trash when they added.
What
him
does
to the
Kuzma
team.
do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
He didn't play with two greats.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Y'all,
No, he didn't
y'all
play
had
with Kobe.
Kuzma in there for no reason. Y'all should see what the Nets is doing. Joe Harris is in there to do what?
Shoot.
That's
What about
it.
Wesley
That's it.
Matthews?
Have people in there to do one thing, bro.
No, not one. I don't. Unless you have to be like all time high at that one thing.
Yes,
that you do.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
that's the only reason why I
Yes.
would want somebody to be.
So
one thing.
why are you paying Kentavious Caldwell Pope so much money? You can get a shooter in there. You don't think
Because then you would lack defensively.
When I mean shoot, I mean a 3-and-D guy, bro.
Okay, but then
There's
that's what I'm
elite
saying. Joe
three-
Harris isn't an elite defender. He's not even a good defender.
Marcel, now listen to me carefully.
He's great at one thing.
The Lakers are having a problem with consistency.
It's more than that, but okay.
Okay, that's the main thing.
Okay.
So they would play great sometimes, and other times they're not playing great.
Okay.
Injuries played a role, sure. Joe Harris is a consistent guy. It's so fascinating how the
many
narrative
can-
of people
How
change.
how many Joe Harrises are there?
There are plenty throughout the NBA.
There's plenty.
And LeBron has had him on their team many a times,
There's
bro.
plenty of Joe Harrises.
The Kyle Korvers
Kyle
of
Korver's
the world.
another one, okay.
The Klay Thompsons of the
He's
world.
not available though.
I'm saying, bro, those people exist. And LeBron has first pickings when it comes to these players. They want to go to LA and play with LeBron for the easiest ring they'll ever get with Anthony Davis. That's an easy sell, bro. I'm being honest. And they don't even have to be like elite shooters. They could just be good shooters.
No, they have to be.
And as long as they're open, because they will be open with LeBron 80 on the team, like, hit your shots, bro.
80 wasn't on the team, but those players are still open. They still miss their shots.
I think sometimes it's like a mental thing. No, all the time, actually.
I think he wasn't mentally there.
I actually think I think
You talking about LeBron?
Yeah, I don't think he wasn't even playing like he was eager to win. Like in the
That
first, he
nigga
was,
didn't want to play.
I think
bro.
people misunderstand LeBron a lot because he'll be trying and people say things like, bro, he's not even trying right
so
now.
he was
He
trying.
was not trying that game.
At first, when Devin
In the
Booker
fir-
came
in the
out hot,
first quarter, maybe.
He
Man, nigga, the rest of the game he was not trying.
it was not. I didn't even think he was trying the first quarter. I think he
I'm
was
gonna
passive.
show you that. I'm gonna show you the videos of this nigga trying. You think he's trying?
No. But
He
when
was
I
just
mean
passive.
trying, I mean like doing his best.
He was playing like
He
he was
is
a red.
37.
I see
He is
what you're saying.
37.
Oh.
36.
Oh, 36. Hey, LeBron doing his best, dead ass might be blowing a defensive coverage because he don't want to
Okay,
rotate.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is that's at LeBron right now, bro. The level he's resting so he can be elite for the playoffs, and you know he hasn't had a major injury his entire career. He's been grateful enough for that.
He did 2 years ago
Which injury, bro?
when the nigga sat out for half of the year.
Okay, valid. But when I mean, like when you think about superstars in the NBA, like Kobe had like 18 massive injuries or at least nagging injuries,
Yeah,
and he played through them. LeBron's been
yeah.
probably one of the healthiest superstars in NBA history. Anyway,
Probably.
besides the point, he's trying, bro.
No, I'm not mad at him. Props to him.
I'm
It
gonna
just,
show you. I'll show you.
it just,
trying.
it just
I'll
sucks the
show you,
situation
I'll show
he's
you.
in.
Tell
LeBron,
me-
the guy that's trying to be better than Michael Jordan in the playoffs, is not trying. Come on, that don't even add up.
It just didn't look like it. It didn't look
You
like
want-
he
you
was
want me to
trying. Like,
But some people just make it look effortless, though. Didn't Devin Booker make it look effortless? How he
but
was
no, he
floating?
was he
What
wanted
you're-
though.
I see what you're saying. But now I'm about to
I
show
want you
you.
to show me them
it's
clips.
He wanted them, though.
legitimately not. I mean, like legitimately.
You could tell Devin was hungrier. The way he was pulling them shots, he was making shots that smothered. He was shooting smothers.
He's been doing that for years, though.
Yeah, but he was
Not
but,
years. He was doing way better. The last
but he
two
was
games.
wanted it though. Like it
hitting
wasn't like he
smothered
was just
shots,
moving the
that's-
ball. I think LeBron was trying to get his team hot, so he wouldn't have to do too much of the
Hey,
work.
I'm about
and
to
it
say
didn't
something a
work.
little controversial. Why can't LeBron make every player on his team better the way like Peyton Manning can?
Huh?
You mean answer that question for real? My theory is that when you have players who dominate the ball like that, it's harder for them to make players better. Unless it's either A, they're already like knockdown shooters, so getting them open looks would be the best way to make them better, or B, they just complement them in their weakest areas. So LeBron having a shot creator like Kyrie, it's easy to make him look better because that complements LeBron like in that manner. But like having like like having a role player like Pascal Siakam, he wouldn't. LeBron, I don't think LeBron nor James Harden could make Pascal Siakam the same Pascal Siakam y'all have had for the last 2-3 years.
Nah, he was good with Kawhi.
But I think Kawhi is different though. The type of player that you would have to put towards Pascal Siakam would have to be like a Kawhi or a Steph Curry or someone who moves off ball or doesn't need to dominate the ball to be effective. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
I just feel like if you're the greatest of all time, you shouldn't have so much chemistry issues when you're recruiting so much like
but he's
talent
bouncing
over the
around
offseason.
from one team to the next. That's what's really about to
Bro,
bite
he's
this
been on
nigga in
4
ass.
teams. He went to the Cavs, to Miami, to the Cavs, to LA.
Yeah, that's more than most all-time greats.
So that means on average, let's say on average right now, he's staying on a team for 4 years. That's not enough to build chemistry.
I don't believe so, no. Especially when most of those players are moving in and out of the rotation. No.
Anyway, LeBron, I think we just expect him to be perfect all the time because he's been great for so long that like a blemish, like a first round exit, people just like think about it. Like, think about all these other superstars people celebrate. They get knocked out in the first round frequently, or sometimes don't even make the playoffs.
That's equivalent to the Knicks getting knocked off in the first round. I mean, the Nets.
Let me
They get knocked out. They gonna get bashed.
Let me be clear about this. I don't give a fuck about first round exits. I really don't. The only reason why people give a fuck about first round exits is because of LeBron fans. That's the only reason why. Because neither me or you grew up caring when a nigga got knocked out in the first round unless it was a major upset. Dirk getting knocked out in the first round is the only time anybody gave a fuck about somebody getting knocked out in the first round. Correct? Tim Duncan's been knocked out in the first round. You didn't give a fuck. I didn't care. Wade's been knocked out in the first round. LeBron, there's years he didn't even make the playoffs in his first 2 years in his career. Niggas didn't care because they understand it. LeBron fans knew that he wasn't going to catch Michael in rings, so they were like, "But first round exits though." That's when people start having those conversations, and they were like, "Yo,
feels bad for him.
He get further." Like I don't care that much about LeBron to feel bad for him. Play. You tell me if this nigga is fucking trying or not.
All right. Well, Caleb, put this on the screen and just click play at 125. Pass inside. Damn, LeBron's hitting the bottom of the rim. That's tough.
Now, tell me where you see LeBron.
This is your video?
No. Tell me where you see LeBron.
Takes a minute.
Damn, LeBron's not even on the defensive end. To be fair, this is 2 minutes left in a game that's done.
Tell me where you see LeBron.
Oh, he didn't show up at all. Oh, my God. Oh, he's walking in.
Yes.
At the 10 with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. He's walking. He just hit the half court line.
Yeah.
He must have been crawling before that. Oh, he's complaining about the call. That's why.
He's going to complain about that same call for 2 more plays. Because that nigga wants to be out the game, dog.
That's unacceptable. But that's like he's still trying. He's gave up at this point though.
That's what I'm saying. He gave up.
But this is 2 minutes into 2 minutes left in the game though. 2 minutes left in the game.
Then just get out.
You're down
just
15.
Just foul and leave the game.
I agree. That's a better way to do it. Oh, he was there for the rebound though. Like after they missed somehow.
And he comes down. He's gonna shoot the ball, right?
He's driving left into the key. No, he got it. He pushed him out the way and got a layup.
But he aggressive when he getting them points, right?
Oh, yeah. He's aggressive when he has the ball in his hands.
Man, come on, dog.
How's LeBron still bodying people like that at his age?
Them niggas don't care. They're like, you got it, dog.
You're down 15.
Yeah, you got it. You can have them.
You can have that.
You can have those points.
Anyway, I just refuse to believe that an athlete in the playoffs is. You can tell me he's not doing his best.
I'm not saying
with 2 minutes left, giving up is one thing. I'm saying like throughout the game though, he wasn't doing that, was he?
It just
when he got fouled like that and didn't get called, or he thought that he should have got a call.
He complains about calls for an elongated period of time.
Yes,
I've seen that happen before for sure.
And actually, there was actually moments in that game where he just straight up told Frank Vogel like, "Take me out." Like he looked at Frank Vogel and said,
Imagine
"Take me
being
out."
anyone else on any other team and ever telling a coach, "Take me out."
But he said, "Take me out" in a situation where it was like, no, you like right now you can't come out. Like we're down like only 8 points. We need you to stay in. He was like, "Nope, take me out." And I was,
I know, but here's the thing though, Marcel.
No way.
I know you're not gonna drop that video though, bro. Why do I know that? You don't have the gall to drop that video.
Title it LeBron quit on the team.
If you do, you will get so many fans and dislikes in one video. It will be superb. That might be your biggest video of all time.
No, I don't think it is. That Raptors video still mine.
No, I mean like first day type, like off blow up, like off rip.
Okay, maybe. But that Raptors video still.
I keep trying to tell you, bro. Drop
No,
videos
the Bucks video did better actually.
Talk about you need to do a video on Kawhi Leonard.
I've done one already.
Oh, when did you do it?
I did it before y'all won the championship.
Oh no, I mean recently, bro. Jesus.
Oh, what about what?
About a decision to leave a championship team, and then really it's a Paul George violation video is what it sounds like it might be.
I did that last year, though. That was basically my.
Okay. So you see, all right.
My Clippers video.
Okay,
Look at this nigga Paul George, playoff P. Nigga, trash again in the playoffs, nigga. Yeah, I've done that video.
Hey,
say where Kuzma gonna go. Say what's next for Kuzma.
Then you go to
What's
China.
next for Kuzma?
Go to China, no cap.
Yeah, I saw.
Someone said Shanghai.
I saw a video of him. It was a video of John Cena, and they're like Kuzma next year. And it was John Cena speaking in Mandarin.
That nigga, yo, Kuzma gotta go, man. Kuzma was a troll player. The Lakers had like 3 troll players. Like when I say troll players, like those players like on your team, like I think you said it before. Like if you're like a true fan of the team, then you're like, yo, you saw such and such last night, and it's kind of like an inside joke between like you and other fans of that team.
That he's cheeks.
That he's like, but yeah, he's bad. But you're like, yo, if he start really playing good like that, like you keep like having this inside.
Sometimes
joke.
it works out, bro. Norman Powell.
No, sometimes
Norman
it does.
Powell was that player for the Raptors, man.
Sometimes it does, but other times it's like, yo, what's the you saw Luka Naguera last night?
Lucas Naguera. Oh,
You seen that nigga?
oh man.
That's Kuzma and THT. Caruso was that player for us for a second. Like, oh, Caruso playing good. Who knows? He might fuck around and get more minutes, and he's actually legitimately getting more minutes. But like that happens very rarely.
Yeah, that does happen rarely.
Most of the times it's like that nigga. You'd be lucky if that nigga can get 8 points once a month.
Didn't Kuzma have 20 minutes and 2 points?
Yes. They give Kuzma legitimate minutes, and he just doesn't know what to do on the court.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like he's gonna have a breakout season.
Not in the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's impossible for him to have
Bro,
one in the Lakers.
you need to make a video on recent Laker players who've left and had like their whole career turned around. That has something that.
Kuzma maybe one of them.
No. I'm saying because
Why you said like that?
like, but track all the players to see like what happens when they leave the Lakers, like the Jordan Clarksons and the Earl Clarks, and then compare them to like the
What
Brandon
Jordan Clarkson
Ingrams
doing?
and the Lonzo Balls.
What is Jordan Clarkson doing?
He's won 6 Man of the Year for the Utah Jazz.
Oh, so he's good.
He's real good, actually.
For real?
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
He's like literally one of the best guards coming off the bench in the entire league.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, but like, I think that's a good video
The
because the
Lakers
Lakers do have a lot of
traded
talent.
The Lakers traded a lot of players like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's really just a recent thing. A lot of
Yeah,
other
in the
players-
last like 3-4 years.
Yeah, a lot of other players back in Kobe era, they were good with the Lakers, and then they left and they weren't good. Shannon Brown was like
yeah.
really good, and he left, and
Yeah.
he actually got out the league. Same thing with Earl Clark, he was actually out of the
Bynum, same thing. Well, injury, but also
league.
Bynum.
Yeah. Kobe makes his teammates better than LeBron. I'm gonna say it.
I agree.
Kobe makes his teammates better than LeBron. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Because
But Kobe had a system though, bro.
But they know with Kobe, if they miss, Kobe gonna shoot it. LeBron gonna keep throwing to you if you miss. If you miss too many times, Kobe gonna keep scoring.
But people correlate making someone better by like just doing a bunch and then just kicking it out to you. It's like if we just like sat you down and just said, just hit this button, and we didn't explain to you what the fuck was going on back there. We just sat you down and just told you to do that. I feel like that's what LeBron does. And on the surface, it looks good, but in details, it's actually not that good. You're not actually becoming a better video production or producer because you just know when to hit buttons. You actually don't know what's going on. In terms of Kobe, you now know the knowledge to why you're doing it and why it's happening. Now, through the fucking, like, the peasants' perception, because these niggas are retarded, they think that all of a sudden, because you know what you're actually doing behind the producer desk, I now have more help. But if I were to tell you, hey, John, hit button number 1, it makes it seem like I'm just doing a whole bunch of everything when I could just explain to you why you need to hit button number 1. That's what LeBron does. And that's the difference between LeBron and Kobe. And realistically speaking, Kobe just makes his teammates better.
There's also a system with Kobe though. For a large part of his career, he had a triangle offense, so you had a role in the offense no matter what. and defense is emphasized. LeBron's more like freelance. Like they'll run plays from time to time, but it's not a system you have to decide to buy into. Really, it's just run it through LeBron, and that works because he's great. But also, I think sometimes it comes at a cost of teammates that don't fit his style.
I was about to say that means you have to have very, very specific teammates. Not only that,
Which I never understood why they just pick up big names. That's what's been happening for a while, bro. Whether it's Mike Miller's and Richard Jefferson, they just pick up any big name in free agency that's available because, of course, they want to play with LeBron for a veterans minimum.
Oh, they just need to be shooters though. But I agree with what you're saying. I just feel like having someone dominate the ball, like Pascal Siakam, going back to the Siakam argument, if he played for James Harden, that nigga he'd be PJ Tucker. He'd just be standing in the corner. He would not have the offensive repertoire he has right now. Now, I'm not even saying like it's a crazy deep bag, but he would be a corner sitter. That's who he would be if he was playing next to James Harden.
Word.
And to me, that doesn't make just because his 3-point percentage might be higher than what it is right now. I don't think that by default makes him a better player. I just think that just makes him a better fit for James Harden, but I don't think that makes him a better player. Like giving him the ball and letting him develop as a basketball player as a whole makes him a better player.
I agree, but sometimes players don't. You know what I'm saying?
Draymond would be the same thing. Draymond would be corner sitting if he played for James Harden. But since he with Curry, niggas handling the ball and shit.
For no reason.
Okay. I'm not gonna let you slander Draymond.
No, it's not
Even though that nigga is trash. He's trash though. I'll say it.
I don't think he's trash.
He's horrible.
You
He's bad. Out the league?
China?
G League? That nigga's bad, dog. I can't. Nigga's missing layups. He's missing layups. He's bad offensively. He's really
inconsistent offensively.
I just think he's bad.
Yeah, they do sag. They do disrespect him on defense.
They're running a 3-on-4, and the Warriors still didn't have a advantage.
He just needs to be a good screen setter, really. Once Clay gets healthy, if he could set good screens, bro, that's all he has to do on offense. Like Thiago Splitter.
Those illegal screens, they do be hitting though.
Yeah, no doubt.
When the shooters
just lean into it, you know, say move your hips a little bit. 100%.
Yeah, drag your hips a little bit.
Yeah, I had to, man. Yeah. Very necessary.
It just be like this how I run. I run with my hips out this way. That's why I'm like this. Yo, we didn't even say the intro, but I'm about to say the outro. Shout out to my podcast people out there rocking with us strong for another episode of Peer to Peer Podcast. LeBron, I don't know, just look like you was a quitter, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. You just quit. Kobe would never quit. That's why he's better than you, greater than you all the time. Okay, that's a fact. Jordan also would never quit, so that's why he's also greater than you all the time.
Jordan did technically quit the sport for a few years,
and he came back and saved them.
True.
LeBron coming back and saving them?
We'll see next year.
No, he literally left Cleveland. He quit on Cleveland. He quit
and came back.
2018
and
then left.
No. He quit the first time, came back and saved him.
Oh, he quit against the Celtics too. I just thought about that.
What?
When he was getting beat, and apparently Delonte was having sex with his mom. Allegedly.
Who?
Delonte West. He just like up and left Boston. He left that series and he's like, I'm done.
Deontay West having sex with LeBron's mom?
That was the story. That's
I
alleged.
did hear that. Okay. Oh wow.
And then he quit on him.
LeBron cursed him after that.
Okay. What did you really just say?
After that went downhill.
And then he went to Miami.
Fuck
and he
LeBron's mom. You gonna let this slide? I'm the king.
He went to Miami, came back to Cleveland, and they won a championship, but then quit on them in 2018 and left. What if he leaves the Lakers?
I wouldn't be surprised.
He probably should. Come
do you
to
think
Toronto.
You wouldn't want him, trust me.
No,
You think
we
he's
would.
waiting for his son to come in the league?
Yeah, we won't.
Huh?
You think he's waiting for his son to come in the league to play with him?
Oh yeah, for sure. He's definitely waiting on that.
You think so?
He referenced it. He was talking about how he's already played a bunch of seniors and juniors in the NBA. And he's waiting for that moment with his career. He's already. It's kind of like a well-known thing actually.
That'd be crazy. LeBron. That would make history.
That would actually. That would make history. Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make. You had that with something like 15.
That what he did?
No, he was almost 40. He had a child at a right age. But you would have normal basketball players have to have a child like at 15, and then he comes in the league.
You have a child at 15 and you still make the NBA and you have a 20-year career. You're a legend.
That is a fact, actually.
That's crazy.
But yeah, he's waiting on him, and he should make it that far. So shout out to LeBron, man. All in all, great career, man. Top 10 player all time for sure.
Top 10.
Hey, all right, bro. You got
Is
that.
he not?
He's top 10.
Okay, then you make sense. Said something
But is
crazy.
he top 5?
Hmm?
Is he top 5?
I don't know too many people who just quit on their teams at top 5. He's definitely not the best player in the league no more. No cap.
Obviously.
He top 5 all time, but he not the best player in the league right now.
Is he top 3?
In the league right now?
All time.
I don't know. Is he?
I'm asking you now.
I'm asking you.
I mean,
he's not a top 3 player in the league right now, in my opinion. I'll say that confidently.
I'm saying all time.
I gotta think about it, man. I've just never seen someone quit that often. Niggas gonna take this serious and be like, look, Los, look what Los said. Y'all niggas are saying.
Said, look, Los.
Yeah, they'll tell Los.
They tweet Los your takes.
Yes. And then Los
Why?
be ducking me. Yo, Los ducked me for like 3 days.
Oh. Yeah.
Is that the margaritas?
So that's a great friend. That's a great friend, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You call him, he don't hit you back.
Oh yeah,
today.
Los actually he did.
First
text me
time you
back.
called Los, he ain't hit you back,
But
but,
he
now
texted-
he's
he texted-
ignoring you and
he
he's
texted-
ducking you.
I'll call him again.
Sound
Hey, call
you,
Los real quick.
sound like you a fan.
Call Los real quick,
Sound
man.
like a fan.
Are you a fan?
Are they blended?
Yeah, it's the margaritas down there.
I heard ping pong too.
I did hear ping pong.
That's the margaritas down there, dog.
I got a meeting right now too, bro. I'm 30 minutes late.
Okay, let's wrap it up. So, shout out to my podcast people out there rocking with us strong. Any
No,
final
call
words?
Los. What the hell? Are you out of your mind?
Let me see.
Hey, you don't need to see nothing. Call Los, bro. You're not doing nothing right now.
Just ask Siri.
This is like 5 p.m. Western time, bro. He's
He's not in
Jersey now.
Yeah.
Damn. Eight's a good time though, bro.
That's straight.
He's probably chilling, waiting for Logan to throw hands.
Oh yeah, that thing. Okay, we really gotta go.
Duh.
Yes, bro.
Duh. Low.
What the hell's wrong with this guy?
I need to give you the check show you my direct deposit to make sure everything's seamless.
I mean, so
After they
serious. So
get locked up.
are we still?
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all still
So
in your
double
Hey,
your amount, and you washing my car.
Yeah.
I'm driving my shit in manure when you wash it too.
If he does that, he's violating,
That's
bro.
a wild. I can see mud, but shit.
Yo, if you drive your car through manure just so John got it clean, that's fucked up, bro. That is fucked up. Where do you even find manure to drive over?
You
You
gonna
can go buy
buy
manure.
you gonna buy shit just to
If you
drive through
buy
it?
manure,
You can go buy manure.
that'd be the pettiest thing you've ever done, bro.
Is it?
Yes.
That's not the pettiest.
You've put your car in shit.
I've-
Your
I-
car, by the way, not a rental.
Someone allegedly gave me head on Snapchat, and I would put it.
That's
on.
not as petty as driving your car through shit so someone else has to clean it.
Allegedly.
Yo, Los. This is one and only legend of winning, aka Low on the Peer to Peer podcast, man. We here with Agent here too. We
Hey, could I ask Los a question?
Yeah, you can ask Los a question.
Now, Los, this is Agent, man. Lo had such a hot take that I thought you might be interested in. He said,
let me hear
and I quote, LeBron might not be top 3 all time.
Oh, Los.
Hey, now that's Los himself. Los is king of, you know what I'm saying, having some controversial takes himself. But he hits on a lot of his takes, though. He be right a lot.
Who?
Los. Sorry, I was trolling.
I was about to say.
I couldn't keep
I was
this.
saying, what are you?
I couldn't.
I was legit by the way. What are you talking about?
I couldn't keep
There's
it.
no way you think Los hits on his takes.
No, Los from time to time he does, but when it comes to LeBron, he doesn't. 'Cause it's just one way though. He's just looking one way.
No.
Anyway,
Any final words, man?
man, I wish Kobe was here to see LeBron quit.
Okay, all right. Also, to the dickheads who was like, I'm not even gonna bring them up because niggas are saying
Who?
crazy shit on Twitter. I'm not gonna. Out of
About what?
respect out
About
of
what?
Kobe's life, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, okay. Then no, you can't
Yeah.
violate Kobe.
Yeah, no.
Mm-mm.
Niggas was saying wild shit about.
Recently?
Yeah, they were about LeBron winning last year, some Illuminati stuff.
Oh, okay. No.
Exactly. I'm not even.
If you believe in Illuminati, your IQ is
Dang, he
lower
won last
than
year, first round out this year.
John, you believe in the
You know
Illuminati?
this
I
happened
do.
before? No.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because I feel like there's a society of people where you have enough money where if something really did happen, you'll be okay. Or
Okay,
if-
I mean, serious. I think a fraction of the Illuminati is true as well.
yeah, It's got to be a group of people that have enough power that makes decisions that change stuff or be able to know stuff that we don't know.
And they all live in country clubs. They do, and they all get together on like Slack meetings and run shit.
I'm talking about the real people that own that make stuff like.
But that's not
each mogul in each industry.
That's hardly not like. That's not a fictional group though. Those are real people.
They are. It's not fictional.
I don't think they do it. For
no, but I mean like. The Illuminati in itself is like it's like a fictional feeling of
we
what.
We got to go on for 30 minutes with this one. This is a new podcast.
Yeah, I know. I just want to say I don't think they do it for demonic reasons, but I do believe there is. I mean, it's undeniable that there's like a set group of people who just have so much wealth and influence in the world that they can just whatever they decide, it's just what it's going to be.
I feel like it's people that have the wealth and it's people that allow people to come up because of their influence. If you do what we say. Type shit.
But like what is a lot of it is like unmoral things to women.
Yes.
A lot of it is even unmoral things to men as well. You know,
and then they bring up fake evidence. Like you try to do something you're not supposed to, or they tell you, hey, stay in your place, and you try to get out your place, you get a little big headed and they make stuff up.
Okay, but chat, what is the difference between first of all, there's groups of powerful people, of course. Yeah. Powerful people don't just
I'm talking about the underground.
They don't just mingle with people without power, they mingle with themselves.
Yeah,
the guys who run large corporations and have the power to change legislation.
I would be afraid to be one of those niggas. No cap.
You have a lot of power. You could do a lot with your money. You could do a lot with, If you ever watch House of Cards, it has nothing to do with money. It has all to do with grabbing more power. And there's no lengths they won't go to get more power. But what's the difference between just a group of really powerful people and the Illuminati?
Huh? Oh, well, the Illuminati has control. Illuminati is different though. I feel like the Illuminati is. Like so, you have people in power that they have for show. I feel like Illuminati has puppets out there that you think is powerful, make decisions, but they don't really have say so or nothing.
That's still the same.
But what is the Illuminati?
Like, you remember in Batman?
I thought Illuminati was more so pressed by demonic reasons, not because technically speaking, that's what a lot of civil servants are. A lot of people in office are just basically the puppets that are being controlled by the people who are donating money to them.
I don't know if it's demonic, but I feel like it's a power thing. I don't think it's demonic. I'm thinking like
But you think there's like a group though?
Did you see Batman, the Batman TV show? Remember the Owl Society?
Yeah.
Like you had the gang members that you thought that ran stuff, but it's people that's above them that's in the background that you'll never know that actually run the stuff. So you have people that you think run stuff and they have to answer to somebody. You think the people that don't have to answer to somebody answers to somebody. I'm talking about those people that.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. That's like the peak. There's actually I'm watching BoJack Horseman, one of my favorite shows I've ever watched. Fantastic show. And there's this episode where they made murder legal for billionaires because billionaires can get away with everything. And he was basically he's like, there was a journalist that was gonna make a story on this guy who's done horrible things, CEO. He's like, make the story. All people are gonna realize is that my business is unaffected by negative stories and my stock price can go up and I'm gonna become richer. It was just like a funny play on like there's no consequences for my activities because I could do whatever.
It was the same thing for The Boys, like the whole concept of like superheroes and like they didn't even know like what was actually happening is that the company named Vought had this chemical called Compound V, and they were actually pumping babies with a Compound V, and they were like raising little baby superheroes and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then come to find out though, like the company was doing that, and then come to find out even the company was like really just a part of a bigger thing where back in the day with the guy with the mustache, you were talking about the square mustache, he was like trying to build the perfect person, and that's how the whole thing started with that. Like it was just all like different layers. And then there was also somebody who was like running policies, and then she also was a superhero too, like or a soup as they called them. Like it was like stuff like that. And I genuinely believe that exists. Like I believe the people be like, oh, they upset at the president. It's like that nigga is like closer to the bottom of the totem pole than y'all think he is.
Yeah, like he just get told what to do. He has to go out there and say it.
But like, I don't think it's one group though. I think there's like dozens of groups like that in different areas of the world that have like different types of power.
I feel like it's one organization, but each
I
region
don't
of
think it's an organization.
I think one region has, or it's one organization, but each region has their own representatives. Because they got to have a meeting, a world meeting, if the world was to happen.
I don't think it's that.
Yeah, you know how different people are, especially when you get that powerful. Your ego got to be like on 7
But
million.
they have United Nations too, so they have to work together.
They don't get along in United
Yeah,
Nations.
They may have to. He's right. Even they disagree. If I'm like,
But it's like
if I'm a multi-billionaire nigga, you can't like.
You're not
you
you're not
can't-
telling
But you have
me
to
shit.
compromise because y'all all rich. Like y'all
Now
at
let's
the top
say
together.
Now
Like,
let's
y'all
say
have
this.
to-
Let's say you're an American billionaire. You're Christian, right? But
Right.
then over here, boom, is a prince in Abu Dhabi. Like they're rich and they're powerful and they probably get along on certain topics, but like. What decision are they gonna have to? It's gonna be
But
a
I
weird
feel like-
decision making process to get those guys to agree on a lot of
I feel
different
like
things.
the problems they have is different though. I think the stuff they talk about, it doesn't really like it doesn't bother their money. They're so rich where it's like you couldn't sabotage my money. We're already here together.
No, they don't care about money. Powerful
Yeah,
people don't
so
care
it's
about
like-
money.
it's not. About
But they own their own places. Like they'll just have like meetings. Like, okay, you have maybe 10 people represent the North America, and you have South America, you have Asia, and they have meetings about stuff that we don't know about. I'm just guessing.
not
Because
really.
one
I
person
think
in the
there's-
U.S. owns the whole world. Like, what if something went down, like at the end of the world, and all the countries have to come together to build that ship, or they have to load each other. They have to be all coordinated.
They're not. Yo, if there was an end of the world, America's not talking to China about who's getting on the ship. America's just gonna make their own ship.
But
And if your country doesn't know how to make their own ship, like it's tough.
But they have to
There's
work
no-
together because that's what we're doing now. We work together now, but if it came down to it, they have to work together to keep their race.
No, you can work with. Right,
You know
if
what
I'm
I'm saying?
Canadian and Canada doesn't have a ship, all Canadians is dead. But if America has a ship, they're not thinking like
That
how we
would-
get Japanese people on this ship.
That wouldn't be smart though. Like we work together now. It has to be a way where everybody can save their people.
But you shouldn't even want. Not that you shouldn't want it, but it's gonna be more homogeneous. Like you're all one people. You're all Americans. You guys are gonna be. It's gonna be way more chemistry on that ship. But if you add like some like South African dude, an Australian guy, a dude from Thailand, you can find botanists and scientists and biologists.
But it's only
all-
the privileged and rich. So you're going to have to work together. You got to follow this law or you get killed or they do something with you. Everybody's not going to be on that shit.
I see what you're saying, but the point he's making is that like there would be no. The reason why everyone works together now, or at least to an extent, is because it benefits both parties. If the world was ending, there's literally nothing for me to benefit you to make a ship big enough to like bring in Japanese people. Like it's just there's no
You're
benefit.
not going to do that. And Japanese people are not thinking about like.
Only thing
like-
I'm saying, like, you know, like different stuff, like each world has to offer. So Japanese, their culture with their knowledge may help us. I mean, it could be we all fight each other at the
In a
end.
world situation, that shit does not matter.
I don't think they give a fuck about culture.
They
They
not- that
they
culture
want
shit is
an
out the window.
architect on there, like a business mind. They want like a good communicator. They want botanists.
But when they want
They
the best all over, what the best communication is Russian? Like, what if they want the best people all over the world?
But the best communicator in Russia is going to be one of the first people on the Russian transport or whatever.
They're gonna want him, and Russia's gonna have his own ship. So I'm saying like you're not. Imagine like the government trying to tell you like like 5,000 people can get on this ship, and 1,000 is gonna be American, but it's our ship. Like you can be like, yo, load it with 4,000 more Americans.
But I'm not saying Americans. I'm saying only the rich. Fuck us.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. It
like
can be
I'm
rich
saying, like if
Americans.
you
But
was,
it would still be rich Americans.
if you was the top, if you was the
rich
top
Americans.
7%, I'm not even saying that many people. I'm saying maybe they may take 500 people, but
it'd
it's
be
only
just
the influence.
It'll be the richest, most influential Americans. They're not going to make the people who can fund that shit. They're not taking because the niggas in China's will have that ship as well. The niggas in Russia will have that ship. Europeans, they'll have their everybody will have their own things. Whoever's making that isn't like let's. Make
I mean, this is hypothetical. This is hypothetically
Yeah.
speaking.
Well,
I'm not
why
saying
do you
that.
think it's one organization though? Because in my head that feels too idealistic.
I don't think it's one.
Like even think
organization.
about it. Like think about gangs for a second. Gangs have power, right? The power to
You've been speaking a lot of gangs recently. What's up with
But
you?
it's just like
think about gangs now. Gangs don't just like after a couple decades, let alone like centuries or millennia, like things get separated and now like this has its own faction or maybe like you know what I'm saying? Like things move around because people can't agree on things.
if we can operate by ourselves like that, then we wouldn't trade with nobody. We wouldn't need no other knowledge. We wouldn't need history. But I'm saying like if it would be smart,
It would be smart.
So if it would be like it would be idealistic. Yeah, I want to just support my people. Everybody in America come, but it would be smart to have a representative or the most powerful that has a spokesperson. like the ultra president of each small region.
They don't
and
even want immigration into this country that has like a lot of open land.
What if like a storm is coming from China? You want somebody to give you a or something, or like you have, hey, we got this coming up. I need you guys we're building a spaceship big enough for this much. U.S. It'd be a compromise. Everybody gonna have that knowledge, but you get 500 people, and then their representative have to pick who's the most 500 people. Either it's money or you have something to offer, but then bump everybody else.
Agreeable, but the point we're also making,
and then you have enough people to start back up. 500 people, you can integrate, make babies, and or you have science, and you can start your own land like nothing happens.
That happens. I've seen that happen in a few shows, but I could see that for like space travel.
Yeah,
like if you want like one person from this party, one person from this party,
exactly,
and y'all go out into space. But those are like optional. Like you don't have to go out into space. Like if everyone's dying, you're not gonna think like, let's say you have like a bunch of family. Let's say your extended family is 20 people deep. You're not thinking who else you could like. You're trying to prioritize your people. That's what I'm saying.
You can't take everybody. That's gonna be.
You can take as many of your people as you can,
but you're gonna have a limit. Just say you 100%. Have 3, so you have to pick a 3. That's gonna be the hard choice you have to make. But that's gonna be a part of being that society. You live, but you're gonna make the hard choices. You're not gonna be able to take everybody.
I see what you're saying. I still think, like Agent is saying, though, it's a bit too idealistic to believe that.
These are all just opinions. I'm just thinking about how it would.
I don't think it's just one overarching party or one overarching group of people that come together on monthly meetings and communicate with one another. Like, I legitimately don't believe that's the case. I personally believe that more than likely what it is that there are individuals who just have control over a pocket of certain aspects of the world, like or certain aspects of the
sciences.
Country.
It could be any like aerospace technology, like there's powerful people in different sectors. You can't be powerful in everything though.
Yeah, I don't think there's someone who's powerful.
You might have a friend who's good at that.
I'm not saying like one person is powerful in everything. I'm saying a group. Like like you said, the Illuminati. The Illuminati is not maybe just based in the North America. It could be all over the place, but they work. It's a network.
The point I'm making is I think there would be like 1,000 Illuminati members in America, like just in America. I don't think those 1,000 always get in contact with the other people across the world. I think they're just more so concerned about whatever power they control in America. Now, there may be certain things that may affect them that happens in China's economy or Russia's economy.
What if this with aliens come in place? Everybody, you have a top representative that speaks to the extraterrestrial that keeps stuff going. That's probably why we're not destroyed.
I don't think they would do that either. Those people,
they got to talk to somebody, and they're not talking to Trump.
But the people that we talking about, like those niggas, you don't see.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't see them.
So those be the people that do that kind of stuff or would see that kind of stuff.
Also, in The Boys, like the whole thing was like you say, it's not really about money. It's more about power and influence. And like it wasn't like the superheroes like felt affected or like getting like beat up or destroyed and being like going at war fighting each other. It was just more about their influence and their image publicly. So like if you had a scandal on that person on that soup that can like destroy their entire image, then that was what they were way more concerned about than the actual like power that they obtained. Because they can just go around and just do whatever the fuck they want. It really wasn't about that. It was about like, if you ruin my image and the concept of me existing is just pointless at that point.
Think about the Justice League. What if the Justice League were actually real and they live among us? But
that's what The Boys is essentially like.
Like the Justice League is real, but stuff they do or when they make save tragedies, they erase it from your memory. Like the Men in Black thing, they have erased something, or you just don't remember.
Oh no, not that. But The Boys is actually a really good series.
You think that exists?
I'm saying it could be. Like Men in Black, they have people representatives.
You think they're superheroes, but they just erase your mind when they save you?
Or they might be just a race, or something.
You ever had? You can see a bruise right here, like
or say like you had near death experience, like people that get lost at sea and they magically live, or like something like Aquaman may have saved them, or it may be somebody in the sea. But I mean, like it's just crazy to think about because ideas don't come out of nowhere. Someone thinks about stuff and it don't come out of nowhere.
Your imagination is limited by your experiences. Like if you were blind and you like literally blind, not like legally blind, and you couldn't see nothing, just darkness.
Right.
There's no words I can tell you to explain to you what the color yellow looks like because your mind has not experienced it. So everything that your brain imagines is an amalgamation of the stuff you've experienced, which is why people always say like travel, because you'll open yourself up to a lot of stuff that you might have seen before in pictures, but it's different when you see it in real life. So that's why people say things like you can't really bring nothing new into the world because everything's kind of been done. You're just doing a version of something that's been done, or sometimes an exact replica.
So do you think Dragon Ball Z, those characters are superheroes? Because you remember Goku trained. Like you have athletes that train and they have super athletic ability.
He was an alien. He was an
Goku?
alien. Yeah.
He was an alien?
I didn't really watch DBZ, so I couldn't tell you.
What about Krillin though? He was a human.
Krillin's a human.
And then the other dude, and like One Punch Man. One Punch Man, he got his powers.
Well, that's a thing. Yeah.
He doing 1,000 push-ups, but you got superhumans.
That's a parody. That's a parody thing. But most of those, everyone in Dragon Ball except for Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien and Master Roshi. The rest of them are aliens.
But I do agree that like we haven't even tapped into like the human potential. Yeah. That's why I like Wim Hof, because like as crazy as what he says is, like he has these breathing exercises and he's broken many records for like he climbs mountains in like nothing but boxers in the freezing cold, or he broke the record.
That's a superhero. That's a power.
And he said like these are super. Like you have them in you, but you create your own limitations because we've been told what the human body is and isn't capable of, and he just kept breaking barriers. And there's so many records he broke, and he dropped like a couple books about it. And I was like, why don't we just explore what else is possible? Like, let's try some new stuff.
Like Bruce Lee
too,
or like monks when they can break certain stuff, like breaking concrete. Like it's a science to it where we have the power to do it. It's a technique that you learn and you gotta unlock it. Like if I give you a cement block, you're gonna break your hand. But you give somebody, you're breaking your hand.
A semen block?
A semen block.
A cement. Okay. A semen. Okay.
A cement. Semen.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I see what you're saying.
But yeah, it's like breaking, like unleashing your chakra, like in Naruto, like unleashing your chakra. Like you get power from unlocking channels in your body, like
that ass. Like they say, you don't even use most of your brain.
You don't.
When you're in the gym and you're strength training, you're activating muscle that is there, but your brain has not been taught to activate that muscle.
Use it.
Isn't that so crazy that it's there? You just have to teach your brain how to use it.
True.
That's so cool to me. That's like you can. And so that's why when I go to the gym, I don't train for hypertrophy. I train for strength training. So I do low reps, below 5 reps most of the time on the fundamental lifts. And I just push weight that I can do for 3 to 5 reps. And each time I go there, I'm like, wow, like this felt significantly easier. And it's like you're training your brain to do that. And then like if you stop working out, your brain's going to be like, I don't need those. I'm not going to spend extra additional energy and calories burning to get those muscles moving because we don't use those. We've never used them in like 2 years, so they evaporate. So you can teach your brain. There was a virus that Wim Hof, I forgot the details, but there was a virus he infected himself with that he fought off with his brain, which sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy.
But it's like,
oh, I got to go.
Yeah, we all have to go.
We all gotta go.
We're really just over talking right now.
Okay.
Really?
We all have to go.
I have to go. I can't get my car at a Walmart.
Oh shit. When do you have to go? At 9?
Yeah, probably 9.
Bro, it's too late.
Yeah, let's go.
By the time you get there, it's already over.
Let's go.
All right. Well, appreciate y'all listening on the podcast. Let us know in the comments if you guys think Illuminati's real. And Spotify, Google Play, Stitch, Apple Podcasts. All right, Law has to go. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate you guys watching as usual.